protection against COVID-19 up to date with a COVID shot this season, designed for recent variants.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC.
The fresher, the better.
Ask your healthcare provider about getting this season's COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy a pallet or more of select concrete mix. And there's more. Save up to 25% when you buy a pallet or more of select drywall panels. Plus, get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect that of the staff and management of Good Karma Brands, but are the sole responsibility of the hosts and guests of this particular show.
America may have many, many days, but they will be full of trouble. There will be no rest. There will be no tranquility in this country until the nation comes to terms with our problems.
Bringing you social and political commentary from his mouth to your ears. Breaking down the issues which matter to you.
You're not put here to be a white man's footstool. You're put here to represent the very best in God's word.
Legendary civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson in the studio. Reverend Jackson, how are you?
Mr. Sherwin, good morning on this chilly Milwaukee morning.
And I am pleased to have one of the founding members of the Black Panther Party, Chairman Bobby Seale. Mr. Chairman, how are you this morning?
Good morning. I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
From Mr. Eric Holder. Mr. Holder, so good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm fine, man. How you been? It's been a long time. Haven't seen you for a while.
The Dr. Cornell West. Dr. West, how are you, sir?
My dear brother, you're so kind, you're so generous, so man, but I salute you and the work that you were doing there. Doing a magnificent job there in Wisconsin.
Stream live on 1017thetruth.com. Call in with your questions or comments. 833-212-1017. Join us on social media at 1017 The Truth. It may not be what you expect to hear, but I will definitely give you what you need to know. Are you ready for the truth?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Sherwin Hughes.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Tuesday, September 10th, 2024. I don't know what your plans are tonight. And quite honestly, I don't really care. However, if you don't have anything significant on the evening's docket, let me encourage you to watch what I'm going to call a bit of a conversation between two individuals. It's more like, dare I say, a job interview. Two individuals are vying for some employment. I mean, they probably could find other jobs, I'm assuming, but there is a particular job in which they are applying for. I find this job to be relatively unique, and let me tell you why. Because we, the American voters, not the American people are different. We are American voters. We are going to be making the decision on who we are going to employ for 4 years. And then, after 4 years, basically a long probationary period, we are going to reassess and see if we want to extend their contract for 4 years. Here's the interesting thing about this particular job and this very complicated application process. Even if we really like them, they only can work for this very unusual corporation called the United States for 8 years. So it's short duration, quite honestly. It's only an 8-year job if we like them. So they're going to apply to us, the American voters. We are serving as management and or HR. We are going to hire these individuals to provide direction and leadership and stewardship for our company, our corporation, in which we all are shareholders. Each of us gets one share. That share is a vote. Now, there are other individuals who are involved in this company. There is a board of directors of sorts that make really high-level management decisions about this nation and its future and the people in it. We call them Congress. Congress is a bicameral system. There's an upper house. There's only 100 of them. Those are the U.S. senators. Then there is a lower house. There are 435 of them. They are called the House of Representatives, essentially the board of directors. Now, to make sure the person that we are hiring to be the CEO of this company, which is the president, and of course we have a board of directors that creates policy, decides on spending. They look at how much money the company has coming in, and then they allocate those dollars to different needs throughout the country based upon priority, you see. But to make sure that these other individuals, the CEO that we are going to hire and the job interviewers tonight, I believe ABC News are going to be providing the interview questions. They're going to have a 90-minute interview this evening. We get to watch it. And then, of course, we, the American voters, not the American people, but the American voters, are going to decide on who we want to be the CEO of this corporation called America. But to make sure that these groups stay in line, you see, to make sure the person we are hiring is CEO, and to make sure the board of directors made up of the bicameral legislature of the U.S. Senate, that's the upper chamber, and the lower chamber, which is the House of Representatives, to make sure they stay in line, we have to have a rule-making judiciary committee, and that is the U.S. Supreme Court. So tonight, if you are so inclined, right around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, it'll be, I'd imagine, a fascinating, engaging, probably entertaining. Bits and pieces of it might be boring. A whole bunch of it coming from one candidate is not going to make any sense whatsoever. In fact, there will be a part of the conversation between these two job applicants tonight that you're going to think that they're applying for a totally different job based upon what he is going to say. I don't want to look at this debate like I look at any others. I want to look at it specifically how I described it. These individuals are applying to you for a job. You have to determine now which of these candidates do you want to hire for a term of 4 years. We can find out their resumes. I'd imagine they're probably going to discuss their resumes, why they feel they're qualified for the job. And I want you to go into this objectively. I know your minds are already made up, ladies and gentlemen, but I think if we look at it this way, these are two people that are applying to us on why they feel qualified to be the CEO of arguably the most powerful corporation that has ever existed on planet Earth. And if you look at it that way, look at their poise. How are they going to articulate? Are they going to answer the interview questions? Are they going to provide insight as to what their leadership is going to be? Will we see contrasting leadership styles? Because you're looking for these things when you're looking to hire somebody to be the president of a very, very important company in which we all are shareholders. A little bit of fact here. The African-American vote is going to be important, and I want us to find as many reasons as we possibly can to cast that vote. Don't just cast a vote because you like somebody. Don't just cast a vote because we always get bombarded with history and people are always saying to black folks, you know, somebody fought and died for your right to vote. We know that. I want us to dig a little bit deeper. Let's look at the trajectory of African Americans in a very specific period of time. And I don't want this to be controversial. Remember, I'm looking at this objectively. Y'all know that my mind is made up of who I'm going to vote for. Like, that's not even in question. But if I look at this like an interview, I want these two individuals to appeal to us. Now, here's the thing. Will they appeal to us or will they try and bash one another? Because I don't want to see candidates that I'm looking to hire to be the CEO of my country to bash each other. Quite honestly, I don't care how they feel about each other because it is irrelevant to us. What kind of president and CEO of this corporation are you going to be for us? I don't care how Trump feels about her. I don't care how her feels about him. How do they feel about us? And I want that to shine through and be very evident when I watch this conversation, this job interview in which the American voters, not the American people, the American voters are playing HR. starting in the year 1960, you saw a migration of African-American voters deciding to support a Democrat in particular. His name was John Fitzgerald Kennedy. He's dead. He got shot in the head. He had a civil rights platform that was very advanced for the time. And African Americans needing policy to support our life goals and our opportunities, and the dreams that we had were not being realized because so many bits and pieces of our lives and our pursuit of happiness were made illegal, especially in the South during Jim Crow. And so we needed federal policy. Here's the thing about federal policy and why African Americans are partial to voting for Democrats at the federal level. When it gets down to like local stuff and maybe even governor, members of Congress, I think we have a bit more flexibility in who we vote for because that stuff becomes a little more local. I could see some African Americans that were supporting Bob Donovan when he ran for mayor, conservative guy, completely out of his mind, crazy. And he also had an incident. You guys know about Bob Donovan's incident that happened in 1992? I can't talk about it because I talked about it once and another radio station host got real mad and tried to get me fired. So I won't talk about the incident that Bob Donovan had in a men's bathroom at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee in 1992. Very embarrassing incident for him because he got caught. But I could see African Americans wanting to be like tough on crime. They see the crime going on in the neighborhoods and local stuff going on. I could see them wanting to put the hammer down and be a little bit more conservative. But at the federal level, we tend to be more strict and stringent about the political party that we support. Because here's the thing about voting for a president, and even to a slightly lesser extent, voting for Democrats for the House of Representatives and also for the U.S. Senate. Federal law is supreme. So if the federal government says, hey, Louisiana, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, you can't segregate accommodations. You can't do that. It's illegal at the federal level, meaning whatever they wanted to do at the local level was now made illegal because the federal government has jurisdiction over every locality. So we wanted freedom to move about, freedom to live where we want, freedom to have the best resources no matter where we went. And the only way we could achieve that was not through local politics, because if anything, locally, they wouldn't even let us vote. The federal government had to step in and say, hey, local municipality in northern Mississippi, it is now illegal at the federal level for you to deny the franchise to African Americans, because if we left it up to local municipalities, we still wouldn't have the franchise to vote, you see. Kennedy had a revolutionary civil rights platform. In fact, within a month and a half of his inauguration, he created this new and novel concept, and this is just where Kennedy was getting started. And he campaigned on civil rights because he didn't like what he saw. And it was about time that America grew up and stopped treating people that pay taxes like everybody else. And I think that's the part that gets lost. It's not like black people weren't paying the same taxes as everybody else. When we got on the bus, remember Rosa Parks? She got on the bus. She said, I don't want to sit there. I'd like to sit here. And somebody said no, even though 70 years later, we know the whole Rosa Parks thing was staged. It's fine. No, it's fine. It needed to be done. It was kind of dramatic and it was theatrical, but you know what I mean? We had to do it the way we did it so that we could get a bus boycott, which was 366 days, very long time. And then we finally got to be able to. When you think about it, that 366-day bus boycott, while it integrated public transportation, all we did is just like move up like 3 or 4 seats because we had to sit in the back. Now that the public transportation throughout the country, especially in the South, was integrated, now you could sit a couple of seats. That's like one small step for man, giant leap for mankind. It was huge when it comes to integrating our public, but it was only a couple of seats up that we were sitting now as opposed to sitting in the absolute back. So for the first time ever, 80% of African Americans voted for a Democrat, and that was in the 1960 presidential election. Since then, and I'm going to go into a few more details, African American poverty has reduced itself by something like 60%. And I can attribute it to the plethora of policies supported, implemented, instituted, and enforced by the Democratic Party. In 1955, the black poverty rate was the same as the year. It was 55%, meaning 45%, only 45% of African Americans in 1955 lived outside of the wretched grip of poverty. Right now, 83% of African Americans live outside of poverty. And ladies and gentlemen, that is an incredibly short period of time. That is remarkable progress from people that didn't even have the protected right to vote in every state in 1955. I'm going to pause there, take a break, come back, and kind of give you a bit of, a preview of tonight's conversation / job interview in which these two individuals are applying to be a CEO of a corporation, a very fancy, very wealthy, very interesting corporation called the United States of America. At 9:30, going to be joined by my very good friend, Mr. Garen Randolph. He is the campaign manager for the Wisconsin Democratic Party's coordinated campaign. Got to get Garen's thoughts on things. When Garen started, Joe Biden was the nominee. Then Joe Biden wasn't. Then Kamala Harris was. So I'm going to ask him what that transition was like, and also what is he expecting to hear from tonight's job interview. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
More of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Friday Night Lights officially lives here. 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School championship football. Be sure to tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. as we bring you some of the best gridiron action in the area. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They're the window and door equivalent of hitting for the cycle. Pella manufactures all of their own products, and each one of those products gets tested thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. Quality craftsmanship and innovative design are built into every Pella product for timeless beauty and performance. Order by September 30th and get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Get your tickets now to the Milwaukee Gala that helps empower communities and change lives. Join us at the new rooftop ballroom of the Baird Center for Greater Milwaukee Urban League's Black and White Ball, celebrating legacy and impact. It's all happening on Saturday, November 2nd, with entertainment by Shantae Moore. This event will sell out. Get your ticket and sponsorship information now at tmul.org and click on the Black and White Ball link. That is tmul.org.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This world is so dramatic. Bye-bye, yeah. I can't believe that we're still living.
Welcome back. The biggest issue, well, there's a few, but the one that has the potential to really seriously impact most Americans, voters, non-voters, children, adults, adolescents, the seniors, people of different races, cultures, even different national origins. One side tried to make immigration a big issue, and I suppose if you talk about it enough and you approach it from many different angles, you can make immigration an issue. But it's not one of those systemic issues. You know, it kind of comes and goes, I suppose. And it's never really been like a game-changing kind of issue. And I wonder, because I can only think as an African-American in this country and knowing my trajectory, my personal trajectory, my family's trajectory, our culture, and just our history as a people, immigration never really did anything for us. You know, as African Americans, it hasn't hampered us. There have been other forces in this country that have hampered us more than who decides to come here. We have been diametrically opposed to white supremacy since we landed on these shores. What I think a political party wants to do is get you diverted from that. They want to shift your attention to those other people. You can't shift my attention from what the real problem is and has been. Black folks haven't been fighting migrants and immigrants. That hasn't been our battle. That's a white people thing. That's their thing. That's not us. Because let's say that African Americans said, yeah, migrants are the problem and the immigrants are coming over here, and we battle them and we push the migrants back, and black people are okay with their federal tax dollars going and building a damn wall. How does that then help us fight white supremacy? It doesn't. In fact, it'll slow us down. We'll lose momentum. So that's not our issue. The issue is the economy. How well are people doing financially? Apparently gas prices. The Trump campaign needs to take them commercials down. Because I saw about 3 commercials this morning. Oh, gas prices. Under Trump, gas prices were free. I didn't pay for gas under Trump. It was so free. Oh, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris made, gas is like $2.70 a gallon. It's not even expensive anymore. How much is a gallon of milk? Y'all buy cow's milk. I don't buy cow's milk. I buy oat milks. I don't buy cow milk. It's fine if you do, but I just don't buy cattle milk. I buy the oat milks. I like vanilla flavored oat milks. I puts it in my coffee. Milk is probably, I don't know, with $4, $3, whole milk, 2% milk, skim milk. I don't know what it is. But if a gallon of gas is even reasonably comparable to a gallon of milk, that means gas is cheap. Cows are everywhere, okay? It's lady cows that make the milk. So there's a lot of lady cows. Don't worry, I'm going somewhere with this. If you don't understand now, you'll understand shortly. So there's a lot of cows, right? You can go find a cow, and if it's a lady cow, and let's put it this way. If you don't know the difference between a lady cow and a bull, you'll find out very quickly once you get underneath the hood. You'll know what you're dealing with immediately. And if it happens to be a boy cow, a bull, and you try to milk it, I wouldn't drink that. However, I digress. Milk it's readily available because it comes from lady cows, and there's a lot of lady cows, okay? Think about the difficulty of 1 gallon of gasoline. You got to find it. You need a very expensive equipment to do that. Then once you find it, you got to mine it. That takes very expensive equipment and a lot of labor. And then you find it, then you mine it, then you got to refine it. Okay, you got to take out all the rocks and the pebbles and the impurities and stuff. Then you got to transport it. You got to store it. Then you got to distribute it. Oh, by the way, you can't spill a drop of it because it's flammable and it's environmental contaminant. And if something that is that difficult to come by is comparable to a gallon of milk that comes from a cow udder, then gas is cheap. In fact, gas might be less expensive per gallon than a gallon of milk. So stop all your complaining about the gas prices. If you're paying less than $3, quite honestly, if you're paying less than $5 a gallon for gasoline, be happy. It's very difficult to get the gasoline, and you got to get it to the Citgo station. There's a lot of steps, and you can't spill any of it. In fact, the gasoline trucks, the big tankers that bring the gasoline to the gas station, they can't even get into an accident, because if they get into an accident, there's going to be gasoline all over the place. You got to be very careful with it. It makes it a very, very tricky commodity to handle. But the biggest issue is going to be the economy. What are wages doing? What are salaries like? What is the cost of everything doing? Is it corporate price gouging? Is it inflation? That is one part of this presidential campaign that I think has the ability to impact so many people, voters and non-voters alike, people of whatever national origin, people of whatever race. It is going to be the economy. So I want to say this part, and then I'm going to take a break, because I just need folks to be very clear about this particular thing. And keep this in mind as you were listening to the job interview between the Kamala Harris lady and the Donald Trump man tonight. Republicans have no track record on helping middle-class people and poor people. Zero. You cannot trust them to do that. That is not what they are here for. Republicans do not care about poor people, do not care about poverty. They just don't. They're not equipped to. They never have been. It's always been the Democrats. Maintaining safety nets, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, supporting the Affordable Care Act, because 12 years ago, y'all couldn't even afford to go to the doctor. We didn't even have federal resources to create health care clinics in our neighborhoods. The Republicans are not equipped to deal with poverty or economic issues. Republicans just want to make rich people richer, with the hopes that rich people, because they're so rich, buy a bunch of stuff and then employ a bunch of poor people. It's called trickle-down economics, and it doesn't work. It was a lie from the beginning. It's a lie right now. So if you are concerned about the economy, if you're struggling, if prices are too high, if wages are too low, the Republican Party cannot do anything for you, because they don't know how. Even if they did know how, they wouldn't be better at it than the Democrats. African Americans have been supporting the Democrats in an 80+% number since 1960. And in that amount of time, our poverty has gone from 55% to 17%. Now, 17% is still too high, but let me give you some raw numbers. About 8.3 million African Americans live in poverty, basically the population of New York. 22 million white people live in poverty. There are 3 times more poor white people than there are black people, and most of them are going to vote for Donald Trump, which will do nothing for their poverty. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Black and Brown Runaround 5K is a diverse group dedicated to empowering others and overcoming obstacles. Their mission to bring unity to the Milwaukee's Black and Brown communities and support those in need. They partner with Lead to Change, a nonprofit that's changing lives by equipping young people with the tools they need to succeed in college, their careers, and the community, ensuring security and stability for all. Together, we can build a stronger, more united community. Black and Brown Runaround empowers everyone to be able to run the town.
If you are an African American or Hispanic adult with type 2 diabetes, the University of Wisconsin needs your help to participate in Enrich, a diabetes research study which may involve working with a pharmacist and or a community health worker. Most discussions will be held over the phone. All participants will receive compensation. For more information, call Delicia now at 414-550-1016. That's 414-550-1016. And ask Delicia about Enrich.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Denise Thomas with her truth.
How many times have you said to yourself, I do not have enough time? I feel as though there's not enough time in the day. You're not alone. One of the things I've realized is part of why I never have enough time is because I was wasting it arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding me. Make the decision on whether or not you want to continue waking up and pouring into people with debates, with arguments, with explanations that, again, are committed to misunderstanding you, committed to not respecting your ideas or understanding why you are who you are. So for me, as I continue to thrive every day, as someone who takes pride in continuous improvement, I am no longer arguing with people who are committed to misunderstanding me or wanting to reject my thoughts and my ideas. I find it interesting that usually those people who are committed because they recognize the greatness that exists in you, that exists in me. So again, part of saving your time and getting that time back is not arguing, debating, or explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. However, you should believe in yourself and your abilities because that is your superpower. The power to winning and staying focused on winning is not focusing on those setbacks or even those individuals that are attempting to prevent you. But the power to win lies within you, waiting to be unleashed through dedication and effort. Keep winning. You got this.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome back. You know, if I can't get the Democratic nominee, Madam Vice President herself, and if I can't get former President Barack Obama, then I have the next best thing, and that is Mr. Garen Randolph, who is the Democratic Party's campaign manager. Garen, always a pleasure, man. How are you?
Sherwin, how are you? Thanks for having me on. And I don't know if I'm the next best thing, but I'm happy to be here.
We appreciate that. Before I talk about tonight's televised job interview, when you started as the coordinated campaign manager, Joe Biden was the nominee, and then, 75 days ago, something happened. How have things changed? How has your operation changed from one nominee to the other?
Sherwin, obviously, there's always a big change when you change the candidate at the top of the ticket. I know that. But the reality was we were building a campaign to win Wisconsin. And that campaign was still being built regardless of who the candidate was. We've been building a statewide operation here. We've got, over 60 offices across the state and cities and counties across the state. We've got over 200 staff on the ground right now. A lot of those are organizing staff that are out talking to voters every day. And we've got the same team here that we've seen success in Wisconsin a lot over the last few cycles. This is the same team that delivered the White House to President Biden in 2020. This is the same team that reelected Governor Evers in 22, the same team that took back the Supreme Court with Judge Protasiewicz last year. So this is not something that just started getting built for this campaign. This is a team that was being put together for years. This is a team that knows what they're doing, knows how to win Wisconsin, and has seen a lot of success. And so the switch was obviously a big change for everyone, but it didn't have a huge impact on the operation because it didn't change the end goal, right? We're still building the operation to beat Donald Trump. And that same operation that was going to do it for Joe Biden is now going to do it for Vice President Harris.
When the speculation began that President Biden may be stepping down, that he should be stepping down, there was some concern that the Democrats would go into a brokered convention. There would be a free-for-all. There would be all of these people coming out of the woodwork vying for the nomination. So that did not happen. Were you or was anyone else shocked at how quickly the party galvanized behind the vice president?
No, I think that, one, the party galvanized behind the vice president because the vice president is ready for the job. She's been there doing the work for the last 4 years. She's been a part of the administration that's been delivering huge wins for the American people and for Wisconsinites. She's been there. She's been working for our communities every day. And when President Biden dropped out and there was a time for a switch, she was the obvious choice. And she was ready to step in. And I think that you saw immediately party leaders and elected officials from across the country getting behind her because we all have one goal. And that goal is to win in November, beat Donald Trump. And we know, and I know, and everybody else knew that she was the best way for us to do that. And that's why you saw people line up right away. And that's why you saw this campaign didn't really lose a step because we were ready to go.
The numbers don't lie. She raised tens of millions of dollars within hours of her essentially being the nominee. The number of volunteer signups in the hundreds of thousands, might even be in the millions by now. But the other part, if there were people that weren't sure, they were on the fence, that convention, from your standpoint, Garen, what was that convention like, and how much did it really help usher in more momentum for the vice president?
Well, I think you hit the first part of that, right? We saw immediate excitement, immediate motivation for voters across the country. Whether it was fundraising or, as you said, hundreds of thousands of people reaching out to the campaign to volunteer. We've got folks knocking on doors, making phone calls. Like, all of that happened immediately and showed the excitement there. And the convention, I think, just kind of put an exclamation point on what we all knew, especially us here in Milwaukee. You know this. I think you were there on site. We got a very different view of what the other side's vision for this country was. And I think that the opportunity in Chicago and the convention just showcased what Kamala Harris's view is for the future of this country, a forward-looking view where, everyday Americans have a chance to not just get by but also get ahead, and a stark contrast between a very dark vision for Donald Trump that he's been pushing since this campaign started and throughout their convention, talking about, unprecedented, unchecked power for him as president, and a presidency that, will be just like his last one with chaos, only this time he has a plan. He has a plan to cut things like Social Security and Medicare. He has a plan to restrict abortion rights. He has a plan to make sure that middle-class families pay more in taxes while his rich friends get tax breaks. The convention in Chicago gave us the opportunity to really show the American people for the first time the difference between the two visions for this country. And I think the convention was great. I think Vice President Harris was great. I think Governor Wallace was great. And I think American people got to see what they're looking forward to in November.
Speaking with Garen Randolph, who is the Democratic Coordinated Campaign Manager here in the state of Wisconsin. Speaking of contrast, while it is pretty evident there's major contrast on a variety of different variables between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, the contrast between the vice presidential nominees, J.D. Vance and Tim Walz, do you believe that Tim Walz was a necessary addition to the Kamala Harris ticket, and what do you think that he brings to the ticket?
I think Governor Wallace is an awesome addition to the ticket. We're very excited that he's here. We're very excited moving forward with him. And I think, Governor Wallace, he's a Midwesterner. Us in Wisconsin know him. He added to the historic enthusiasm for the campaign. I think he is a pretty stark contrast to the pick Donald Trump made. And Donald Trump picked a VP candidate that was in his vision. It was a reflection of all the things that we've already talked about on this call. He represents Trump's dangerous Project 2025 agenda. He's been on the front line pushing, frankly, some of the most extreme elements of MAGA for the last several years, from denying the results of elections to attacking reproductive freedoms and terminating the affordable ACA. Like he's been on the front line of all of these extremely out of touch positions that Project 2025 and the Republicans have this cycle. So I think Governor Walz, being a Midwestern governor that has done great things in Minnesota, and we've seen what can happen when we've got Democrats in charge, and Minnesota is a great example of that. So I think the contrast that we're seeing here couldn't be more clear.
Tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, some people call it a debate. I'm calling it a two-person job interview. So we have narrowed it down to two individuals who are vying for a very important job, which is CEO of the United States of America. Garen, what should people expect to see from the Harris campaign tonight facing off against Donald Trump?
Look, I think you're going to see, kind of touched on this a little bit before, you're going to see two very different views for this country. The reality was that, when we look back earlier in this campaign, both President Biden and Donald Trump are well-known entities that have been on the ballot before, and everybody, knows them. I think that Kamala Harris, while she's been the vice president, not everybody knows everything about her. And tonight will be the first real opportunity for her to showcase her vision for the future. And I think that you're going to see two very different visions here. Donald Trump's going to do the same thing he did last time. He's going to come out there. He's going to lie. He's going to continue to try to create chaos throughout the campaign. He's going to continue to try to outrun the fact checkers and make sure that he can go unchecked throughout the debate. And Kamala Harris is going to be there ready to not only call him out on his lies, prosecute the case against him, but also present a vision that's very different from the one that he is. She's going to talk about what it's like to fight for real Americans and not just herself. What it's like to, our vision of lowering costs for regular people, protecting our freedoms, as opposed to what we're going to see from Donald Trump, which is going to be a vision of, enriching his friends, restricting freedoms, and giving himself more power.
Over the weekend, Donald Trump was in Mosinee, Wisconsin. I know there is a big fight, a heated battle for western Wisconsin, because that is very fertile ground potentially for the Democrats. And I don't typically pay attention to what Donald Trump says because, quite honestly, I simply don't care. But I did listen to a little bit of his speech when he was in Mosinee, Wisconsin.
You should pay attention to what he says, though, because he's telling us exactly what he's going to do, Sherwin. We got to make sure folks are paying attention to what he says.
I am actually going to agree with you. It's just I get so angry at some of the things he said because there's so many lies. But I wanted to know how he's talking to fellow Wisconsinites in other parts of the state. And it's almost like he is creating this theater for political violence. Like, there is no way in his mind he can lose the election without cheating from the Democrats. And there's a lot of Trump supporters that believe that he was cheated in 2020. Are we prepared for a different kind of January 6th? Because they're not leaving any room for him to actually lose the election. If he loses, he's telling his supporters this, not just in Wisconsin, but wherever he goes, that it's going to be rigged and there's going to be cheating. How do we prepare for that?
I think, Sherwin, there's a couple things I want to address there. I think the first thing that I want to address there is this race is going to be close. And I think that we need to make sure that your listeners and all Wisconsinites know that it is possible for Donald Trump to win this election if we don't put in the work. We've got 55 days, I think, to make sure this happens. That's why we've built the organization we've built. But we need, people across this state to make sure that they're telling people exactly what you're saying. That Donald Trump, we can't have another 4 years of Donald Trump in the chaos that was his last presidency, and that Kamala Harris offers a new way forward, and that we're making sure folks are getting out there and making sure that people vote. We need folks to vote because there is a way. There is a way for us to lose this election if we don't get the job done over the next 57 days. That being said, I think that this is just a continued version of what he's been saying the whole campaign. Like, he has an extremely out of touch and frankly scary vision for a second presidency. And I think that does include things like questioning election results, just like it includes a bunch of other scary things like giving him unchecked power to do whatever he wants as president and take revenge and retribution out on his political enemies. So I do think that it is important to know the things they're talking about, and these are scary visions for the future and a real undermining of our democracy. But we can't worry about what happens after the election right now. We've got 56 days to make sure that we win this election. And when we win this election, just like we did in 2020, then it's going to be done. So I think that he can make whatever, challenges or whatever he wants to after the election. But the most important piece here is to make sure that over the next 56 days, we get the job done and that we beat him again, just like we did 4 years ago.
Garen Randolph, who is the Democratic campaign coordinated manager here in the state of Wisconsin. Garen, is there a watch party that the Dems are going to be at, or one that they are sponsoring somewhere in the city?
Sure, when there are watch parties all across the state right now, we are making sure to take full advantage of this. As I said, this is going to be the first time that a lot of Americans get a chance to see the contrast between Vice President Harris and Donald Trump. So I think that we want to make sure as many eyes are on the TV as possible. We're going to have watch parties across the state. You can check out the WisDems website to find out one near you, but we are having hundreds across the state. So chances are, wherever you are listening to this right now, there's somewhere pretty close to you to pop in and watch. So I would encourage people to check out the website at wisdems.org to see what we've got going on. But there are plenty of opportunities to do that. You can kind of get together with other folks and make sure that bring your friends with you and make sure as many people see this as possible.
If I can't get former President Barack Obama, And if I can't get Madam Vice President herself, I got the next best thing, Mr. Garen Randolph, who is the coordinated campaign manager for the Dems here in Wisconsin. Always a pleasure, my man.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Sherwin. I'll be back anytime, but I'll hope to get you somebody else next time. So keep talking to me.
Fair enough, but, you're a suitable stand-in. Talk to you soon, Garen.
Thank you, Sherwin.
All right, Garen. I'm calling it the Thrilly in Philly tonight, the face-off the job interview between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Do you have a winner? Who do you think is going to perform well? Who do you think is going to defy expectations? And who do you think is just going to blow it completely? Would love to hear from you. In fact, do you plan to watch? Do you have plans for the debates tonight? I know of a whole bunch of watch parties myself. Some will be rowdy. Some will be subdued. I may make a stop at a couple of them around the city. If you have watch parties that you're going to be attending, let us know. Maybe we'll stop by those as well. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into the award-winning 101.7 The Truth Community Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. between The Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We'll be speaking with Carter Amundsen, founder of the Black and Brown Runaround 5K, and we will discuss why they are calling it more than a 5K and highlight the businesses, food, and entertainment, which will all be part of this event on Saturday at Veterans Park. Again, that is the Community Spotlight with the Black and Brown Runaround 5K this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Ring in the changing of the seasons with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra when it presents When the Saints Go Marching In, September 20th through the 22nd at the Bradley Symphony Center. The MSO and its newly appointed principal pops conductor Byron Stripling will be joined on stage by Broadway star Crystal Monet Hall, organist Bobby Floyd, and drummer Jim Rupp for a musical journey through the roots of the blues with songs like Alexander's Ragtime Band, St. Louis Blues, Sweet Georgia Brown, and so many others. Visit MSO.org to reserve your best seats now or call the box office at 414-291-7605. Come and experience some of the most iconic hits to come out of New Orleans and the Jazz Age with When the Saints Go Marching In, running September 20th through the 22nd only. The number again for tickets is 414-291-7605 or online at MSO.org.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
In our community, you will find a Center for Food Security. You'll discover a Center for Behavioral Health Support, a proven Center for Home Care, a successful Center for Employment, a Center for Trauma Recovery, and more. We are Centers for Independence. Find out how you can support Centers for Independence's work and mission at cfihope.org/independence.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So if the economy is the biggest issue, or do Republicans have any credibility on helping the economy for lower income people. They don't. And why all of a sudden do people think that Donald Trump even rich? He owes a bunch of money. He owes that lady, E.G. and Carol, about $500 million. So he's not as rich as you think he is. But they just, as a party, don't have a track record on what I think is going to be the overarching issue of this campaign. And a lot of it is just civility and dignity and having a leader that wants to bring people together as opposed to keeping us separate. A woman's right to her own body autonomy, like that's extremely important too. Like there's so many issues, there's so many reasons to cast a vote in this election. And depending upon who you are and where you are, because some issues are regional, you have clear and contrasting views between these two candidates. What a lot of people get confused is that during the pandemic, everything was different. The entire economy of the United States was slowed down, and in some places it stopped. For some folks, if you weren't employed or if you just went down to part-time or if you were working from home, your income may have taken a major hit. Stimulus checks for a period of time were people's incomes. There was a moratorium, I think, on rent, and I think a few other things the federal government had to do to step in to stave off a complete economic collapse. But in that time, certain prices of certain things were lower. If you're not commuting because there's nowhere to commute to because your job is closed, then of course there's not going to be a high price for gasoline because there's no demand for it. So you can't say under Trump gas prices were lower. Now, I suppose you can say that as a matter of two facts that coexist at the same time, but Trump had nothing to do with that. And so for the folks that think the economy is the biggest issue, at least know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to the economy. So it's not fair to compare what gas prices were when no one was driving and no one was using gas to where the economy is clicking right now. African-American poverty is at its lowest level in 60 years. People are working. The economy is creating jobs. And for those of you that follow the stock market and the Dow and the S&P 500s and the Russell 3000s and all of the indices like the NASDAQ, that's performing very well at the same time. Now, I'm not going to give Joe Biden all the credit for it, but he certainly deserves more credit than he is getting. So if the economy is your top issue, and for a lot of you it is, the Democrats always overperform Republicans. They always do. The Republicans have had this tune whose lyrics don't change for when they get in office. It may look different from term to term, from year to year, from decade to decade, but the lyrics of the song that the Republicans sing politically doesn't ever change. Cut the taxes, give more money to rich people, decimate the environment, don't care about the climate, let corporations do whatever they want to do, take away the regulations so companies and corporations can continue to rip people off. It is the same thing. And none of that tune that the Republicans sing, whose lyrics don't change very much from year to year, from decade to decade, has anything to do with helping economically disadvantaged people. And if you believe in some parallel universe that the Republicans have a track record of helping disadvantaged people and poor people, where? I'm willing to listen, because there could be something that I'm missing. They don't even campaign on that. If the Republicans are ever mentioning the quote-unquote middle class, first of all, you rarely hear them say that. But if they are mentioning it, it is because the middle class is responding to the Democrats' economic message. Republicans are notoriously anti-union. Unions allow workers and allow labor to have a say-so against management. Unions allow workers to negotiate for better wages and better benefits, not even just for themselves, but for all American workers. Republicans are notoriously anti-union. In fact, our previous Republican governor, Scott Walker, was a union buster. So where in all of the ideas that Republicans have, and I'm being very objective now because I could just be totally one-sided and I could be, screaming Kamala Harris's name from the mountaintops. Let me not do that for a moment. Don't worry, I'll probably get back to doing that soon, but for a moment, let me be objective because there could be something that I am missing. For those of you that are undecided or maybe leaning toward Donald Trump because you like him being a businessman, what does his business have to do with your family and your pocketbook? And if you can't explain that, then you might want to question why you were undecided or why you're leaning toward him. What does his business acumen or lack thereof? You got to keep in mind, this dude can't even practice real estate in the state of New York for the rest of his life. And that is where he started. If he did make a fortune, that is where he made it. He is now permanently barred because of his business acumen or lack thereof of ever practicing real estate in the state of New York ever again. So the whole businessman argument falls out the window. I'm just trying to get down to the nuts and bolts of the why people are supporting Donald Trump when he doesn't have your economic interests in mind. He doesn't have the improvement of the United States in mind. He has no interest in bringing people together. He has no positive vision for the future. Listening to him, you think that migrants are going to come over here and eat your children. Speaking of eating things, I was disturbed by some stuff I saw on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, where the Republicans, Ted Cruz, J.D. Vance, and others are saying really, really horrible things about Haitian immigrants. So I'm going to take a break, come back, and we're going to talk about that. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for Hour 3.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising for 3 months to 5 Black businesses. To sign up for your business's chance to win $6,000 of commercial campaign marketing on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC.
Join the Truth Street team sponsored by UW Credit Union Saturday, September 14th for the Black and Brown Run Around 5K at Veterans Park in partnership with Lead to Change. The Black and Brown Run Around welcomes all runners, walkers, and families to enjoy this incredible community event at the lakefront. They will have food, entertainment, and an opportunity to support and uplift Black and Brown business in the greater Milwaukee area. So mark your calendars and join us on Saturday, September 14th for the Black and Brown Run Around 5K at Veterans Park in downtown Milwaukee on the lakefront.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can focus on are the thoughts racing through their head.
Why am I always falling behind? Why do I feel so alone? So different.
Your child is looking to you for answers. But as a parent, you probably have a lot of questions too. What should I do next? Where do I even start? At understood.org, we provide parents with the resources they need to help kids with ADHD thrive. Your child wants to thrive. Be the reason they do. Visit understood.org/the reason to get started.
One smile is great, but one smile in a community of smiles is so much better. A smile has a secret power that most people don't know about. A smile multiplies. It spreads from one person to the next, stretching across entire groups of people. Smile Train knows this and is proud to be creating a wave of smiles across the cleft lip and palate community in over 70 countries. Patients, doctors, advocates, fundraisers. Collectively, our smiles are a celebration of the transformed lives of over 1.5 million children. Learn how Smile Train is helping the cleft lip and palate community at smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Our phone number, if you want to call it or text it, is 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Terrence wants to know, Sherwin, if Donald Trump loses this election, can he run again, seeing that he has only served one term? I guess my question is, can he continue to run if he continues to lose? Yep. He sure can. He still technically has a term left in the tank. So if he loses, he can run again. Now, will he? I highly doubt it. How old is the man? He's the old guy in the race. So my question to y'all is, can I just be serious for a second? This is me being objective now. I just got a serious question. Why y'all want a 80-year-old president? No, I'm asking the question, like, why do you want an old man? He's the old fella. Joe Biden ain't in the race no more. Joe Biden is probably planning his retirement as we speak. But why y'all want somebody that's that old? Why you want somebody that was born like at the time of World War II to be president of the United States? I'm just curious, what does he bring? Age and wisdom? Like, what is it? He's too old. And when you compare him to Kamala Harris, who is much younger, she's got vitality. She's got charisma. She's got spunk. As the Jews would say, she has chutzpah. He looks so much older, so much just incoherent and just rambling on like an old man that needs to take a nap and take his medication. Kind of like Bob sometimes. Why do you want that as the representation of us for the next 4 years? Is it because he hates the same people that you hate? I think that probably has a lot to do with it. So when I saw these memes on social media, specifically on Twitter, are y'all even on Twitter? Twitter is just, it's disgusting. The whole platform has changed. The algorithm has changed. It's vile. It's really violent, rather. It's incredibly obscene. I don't know who Peter Thiel. Who had the other Twitter? Who owned Twitter before Elon Musk had it? Whoever that person was. I mean, it still was kind of boring, but it wasn't. It's like, it's dark now. It's sinister. Twitter has a way of like creating these algorithms that pique the deepest, darkest, most sinister impulses of its users. And it's really, really bad. And Elon Musk is a white supremacist. There is no question about that. I don't even think that he would argue with that. He's one of those birthers. I think I'm using the wrong term, but he's one of those people that he's afraid of replacement theory. He's over here telling people to have 9 and 10 kids because white people are being replaced. I think he's got like 7 or 8 kids his damn self. But since he has taken over the platform, it's incredibly racist, even the things that he posts. So I think by default, when you sign up for Twitter, or if you had a Twitter account, well, I'm sorry, it's X now, you automatically follow Elon Musk. So if you have a Twitter account, he's one of your followers, or you're one of his followers, so you see everything that he tweets, and he tweets a lot. You would think for a dude that owns Tesla and owns a company that sends people into space, you wouldn't have a lot of time to tweet. He tweets all the time. And so I unfollowed Elon Musk because I'm not on the Twitter platform for him. I don't care what he has to say. So I unfollowed him. Do you know that I can't unfollow him? Even though I unfollowed him, I still see every single one of his damn pro-Trump tweets. Let's talk to Lewis. You're on 1017 The Truth. How are you, Lewis?
I'm doing. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. What's on your mind, Lewis?
Yes, I wanted to say I'm glad you brought that up about Elon. I want to say this. I'm a veteran. I've been in the service, and my son is in service right now. He's an engineer. He works on the space station.
Thank you both for your service.
Thank you. When I served in Fort Hill, Texas. Me and Colin Powell, he was like a father to me, and he taught me about the government. I want to say, first of all, they never went to space, can't get off of Earth, the firmament. Let's get that straight, because there's a lot of things the government cannot tell people, because people will go crazy and lose their mind and then have a lot of chaos. So a lot of things is told to people. Things that they feel
wait. I just want to make sure. Hold on a second, Lewis. I just want to make sure that we're clear, because you said something that kind of went in one ear and out the other. I just want you to repeat this. You said we never went into space?
No, you can't. The Earth is protected. Above the sky, when you go so far, is water. Water is above us, water is below us. So you can't get off space. That's an act. The government been into movies since the 30s. They have a budget. They make movies. Never did.
Hang on, Lewis. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. You're teaching me some new. Hold on a second. You're teaching me some new science now. So you're saying that the Earth's atmosphere is water.
Above is water, and then above the water is space.
So we are basically protected. The Earth is now in a bubble of water. Yeah. So if you try to go into outer space, you're gonna be swimming.
Well, to get to, and it's funny because you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You can go below, or you go above to get to space. But the thing is,
you go below. Below what?
There's like
so how can I get to space going below?
The water you go down below the ocean. And this is why you can't go so far in the ocean, because how it is I didn't make it. I'm just explaining how it is. It's water above us and it's water below us, and then there's a wall. We tried nuclear. They tried nuclearing it, and nothing breaks the wall. But the thing is how aliens see through. They technology can see through it, but ours can't. So that's been going on for years. For years, they're trying to figure it out. But yeah, that's a big lie. Never happened. So that's why they don't never show you exactly when they send something, they don't show you all the way. And if you pay attention, as it go up, it starts turning because it's hitting the firmament. And the firmament makes it turn. It bounces off. You can't see it with the natural eye, but it's there.
Okay. Question for you, Lewis, because this is all fascinating stuff to me, and it's also new information to me. I'm sure a lot of people that are listening. Are you familiar with? Do you have a vehicle? I'm assuming you have a car.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in it now.
Oh, okay. If you have a newer car, sometimes cars come with XM radio, which is a satellite radio service. Have you ever heard of XM radio before?
I'm sorry, you breaking up. You're going in and out.
Have you ever heard of XM radio? It's a satellite radio service that sometimes is standard in newer vehicles. You ever heard of XM radio?
Yes, XM radio. Okay, everything that they
How did I get satellite into the XM radio?
Hold on. Everything that they claim they discovered, it all comes from Egypt, the pyramids, okay? Ain't nothing new under the sun, okay?
You telling me the Egyptians had XM radio?
Look, the pyramid spaceship, it is controlled by the mind.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Oh, it's so deep. It ain't even funny, bro.
No,
it's so deep. Listen, I advise every African-American, to save your money, take a trip to Egypt. Go over there. The people will tell you. Stop believing in those here, because they don't want you to know, because when you know, then they can't control it. So stop believing what you're hearing.
Okay.
Because it's lies.
All right. Well, I appreciate your call.
You have to go to You have to go to Africa, Egypt. Go check out the pyramids.
Lewis,
there's
have
tours
you
they
ever
give
been to
these
Egypt?
guys.
You been to Africa?
Yes, sir. I've been in the military.
All right. I got to go, though, Lewis. I have to go now. Lewis, I have to go now. I have to go now. I've talked to you for a long time. I got to take another call. Okay.
I advise every African American before you leave this earth.
Okay.
Save your money. Go to Egypt.
Go to Egypt. All right, we got it.
Do the pyramid tour.
Okay.
Yes.
All right now. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is what we're doing. Did you hear what you heard him? He said it's water. You can. Oh, my back all of a sudden started hurting listening to that. That's a new one. I didn't know that you could get to outer space by going below the ocean. And then he said this it's the firmament, and they tried to nuke with a nuclear weapon. They tried to nuclear it. You heard him? But they can't because it's the firmament. He said it's a wall. You know what I'm saying? It's a wall. Donald Trump probably built the wall. So we've never been to space. I asked him about satellite radio because that usually gets the space conspiracy theorists about satellite radio because they usually don't have anything to say. He took us right to Egypt. You heard him? He said, no, because if you go to the spaceship in Egypt, how does like something like that happen, though? You know what I mean? Like, what happens to someone where they just don't? Do you know that when the International Space Station passes overhead, because the sun, even though it's nighttime, the sun still reflects off it. You can literally see it. If you look up at night, you can actually see the sun reflecting off of satellites that are in orbit. Why am I explaining this to y'all? Y'all know and understand this. I don't need to explain this to you guys. Lewis is a veteran who defended the country. All right, let's keep it going. Hello, Alan.
Hey, how you doing, Sherwin?
I'm doing okay, except I heard some things in that previous call that didn't really make a lot of sense.
Well, that's biblical. The firmament goes back like to the old. They say that was like pre-Adamic stuff, pre-Adam, Adam and Eve. There was supposedly, if you get deep into some of that, there was worlds before ours, and the firmament is. If you go back, you can go back and read about that stuff. It is a theory. It don't make a whole lot. It doesn't hold a whole lot of credence. I don't believe. You read some stuff and you think it just doesn't make. It makes sense, but it doesn't. It ain't real. We've been to the moon, man.
Okay, I'm glad that we have that part understood, that we've been to the moon. Okay, but I'm sure that's not why you called, Alan. You probably called for other business.
No, I called. I haven't spoke to you in a while. And I thought I'd call and just say hello and let you know your radio still, even though I don't always agree, it's the best thing going, man, on FM and AM.
Thank you.
You guys got it covered. No, really, honestly. People don't understand. I'll be out working in the yard, and they're like, why are you listening to that guy? My neighbors are, they're black. I go, why not? I said, it's talk radio.
Wait. Somebody actually says to you, why are you listening to that guy? He's black? You live in a black neighborhood.
No, I said, my neighbors are, and they wonder why I'm listening to you, and you're black, they're black. They should be listening to you.
Oh, okay.
I got to know what's going on. Sometimes you don't get the truth. Even the truth doesn't always tell you the truth, but that's kind of like an oxymoron. Why I called you is are you a little bit worried about this debate tonight? How are you feeling about it? Because I guess the whole Democratic thing is just feelings, right? We feel good. I don't feel good. I don't feel good about Wallace especially. I don't like his transgender stuff with kids. I don't like his.
Wait a second. Hold on. What transgender stuff did he do?
Oh, Sanctuary City. The Sanctuary City. If a child leaves, you can look this up.
Okay.
If a child leaves. If the parents, say my daughter wanted to have a sex change or something, and she's got to Minnesota to Minneapolis, they won't. They'll do it. They'll do the kid without parental permission.
Think so?
Well, that's what the law is there. Waltz was the one who Waltz was the governor, correct?
11-year-old just leaves home. 11-year-old boy leaves home. They can come back. A girl, they can just.
I don't know if they come back home, but
okay, they just steal the child and change the sex of the child and not a child.
Well, the child Well, I'm sure that there's a process they have to go through, but they will do it. But they can do it without the parents' permission. That's his big thing.
Do you
his big thing is
Alan, hold on a second,
poison,
Les, because you believe that the Earth is round and that we've actually been to space. Do you believe that there is a place?
Of course I do.
Hang on,
but I don't like.
Hold on, we're going to have a dialogue. We can have a dialogue. I got to hang up on you.
Okay. Well, we all been in the military.
Do you believe that a child can leave home and that someone will perform a sex change operation on the child without the parental consent? You think that actually happens somewhere in this country?
Yeah, I do believe it's happened.
Okay.
Honestly, I do.
All right. That's unfortunate.
And I believe there's people who, I do believe that there's people who don't quite understand the gravity of the situation we're in. I mean, I'm glad you explained economics. I was going to tell you something else. A while ago, I was listening to you, and I wanted to call, but my wife don't like when I'm calling you. She thinks I take time away from her. But, sitting on hold, she's like, why do you listen to him? I'm like, man, he's awesome. But you're a smart guy. But you talked about in school. You used to always like to read. You'd always raise your hand. I was going to call and tell you, you sounded like me. I mean, honest to God, we got a lot in common except our politics. But really, if you peeled away that, we're probably closer than you think, too. Some of the stuff I don't think that you buy into. This time, there's no comparison. Well, tell me, how did Miss Harris, how did she become the presumptive, she never won, she didn't get one vote. She wasn't in a primary.
She got 81 million votes. Do you not remember what happened in 2020 when you all got mad and you lost the election? You tried to go to the U.S. Capitol?
I'm talking, how did she get on the ballot now? There was people whose votes, the party,
do I really have to explain this to you, Alan? Alan, why are you yelling?
No, you don't have to.
Alan, you're the one that doesn't understand. Why the hell are you yelling at me? I'm the one that understands. I'm the one trying to teach you, man.
You don't understand.
Be a student.
You don't understand.
All right, well, class is over. Oh, I see y'all on one today. Oh, okay. Outer space don't exist. It's water in the atmosphere. He don't know how Kamala Harris became the nominee. She became the nominee in front of everybody's face. There's a president, there's a vice president. If the president does not seek re-election, or if the president for any reason is incapacitated, the vice president takes over. If Joe Biden is not running for re-election, it is a natural transition for the vice president to be the nominee. And then there's this thing called a convention. You know, it's a party. One of them was in Milwaukee, the other was in Chicago, where you have state delegations and they actually vote and cast their votes. And if you get a certain number of delegates from the combination of states, you become the nominee. That's how it happened. So not only was Kamala Harris voted for on the presidential ticket of 2020, she was also voted for by the delegations in the states at the convention. Why do I have to teach a remedial class here? I'm over here trying to have a conversation. You know, I think that there are children. I'm not lying to y'all. There are children that understand American politics better than old-ass adults. Tonight at 8 p.m., I will encourage you to watch the job interview between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Hopefully they talk about the firmament, and I really would love to hear Kamala Harris's and Donald Trump's opinion about outer space. The Earth is surrounded by water, so I hope that's a policy that they discuss, because that'll be pretty cool. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, the 2024 presidential election is 2 months away, and we want you to get out and vote for who you believe should be the next president of the United States. To help you make an informed decision on our country's next leader, we will be broadcasting the presidential debate on Tuesday, September 10th, starting at 8 p.m. Again, that is the presidential debate between Madam Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump on Tuesday, September 10th at 8 p.m. right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee Black Talk.
What distinguishes Old National Bank from other lenders in helping people buy their first home and furthering their small businesses?
One thing that really makes us stand out is our grants. We have 2 really big grants right now specifically for first-time home buyers buying in Milwaukee County. The first one is for $15,000. They have to be buying within Milwaukee County and reach certain income limits. And then the second one is for $20,000, and that is through the Federal Home Loan Bank of Indiana. We're headquartered in Indiana. Cartegena, as you know, Denise. So that is a second grant, and that is really the highest, most robust grant program throughout the entire southeastern Wisconsin area. So it's it's up to $35,000 essentially that a person could be receiving for their first home. If you are in a position that you're looking to buy your first home throughout Milwaukee County, please give me a call. Please contact me. I'm more than happy to help everybody that I can.
And what's your number, Anna?
Sure.
How can they reach you?
414-978-0283.
1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette Hilltoppers football. Tune in Friday night as the Hilltoppers travel to take on conference foe, the undefeated Germantown Warhawks. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on 1017 The Truth. Marquette University High School football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Boyle Frederickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
Get your tickets now to the Milwaukee Gala that helps empower communities and change lives. Join us at the new rooftop ballroom of the Baird Center for Greater Milwaukee Urban League's Black and White Ball, celebrating legacy and impact. It's all happening on Saturday, November 2nd, with entertainment by Shantae Moore. This event will sell out. Get your ticket and sponsorship information now at tmul.org and click on the Black and White Ball link. That is tmul.org.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Garage doors giving you headaches? Best way I know how to deal with it is to call my friends at Geis. Family owned since 1955, Geis is the trusted authority on garage doors and openers in southeastern Wisconsin. Trust me, I use them too. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to match your exact needs. For fast, reliable garage repair solutions, go to GeisDoors.com or call 262-784-4250. GeisDoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I was going to talk about how Ted Cruz, J.D. Vance, and other Republicans are saying that Haitian migrants are eating people's pets. No, I'm serious. They're actually promoting this rumor that this is black people. So the proxy for black people is Haitian migrants. They're saying, oh, if we got to stop these migrants from coming over here. So it's not just migrants from Mexico. Some black folks think that when they're on the Trump train and they're chanting "Build the Wall" like the Trump supporters are, that black folks think that, oh, we're only talking about Mexicans. They don't want black people coming here from the Caribbean or from Africa either. Y'all need to understand that part now. So when we say, they say rather, we don't want migrants in this country, they talking about your black ass relatives too. It's not just Mexicans. Let's talk to Al. Hello, Al. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. You know, I'm surprised J.D. Vance didn't talk about the cannibalism and the illegal slave trade. I'm surprised while he was trying to push all that, he didn't talk about how now today the family dog is not even safe no more because some of them people who look like them want to take the innocence from the neighborhood Doberman Pinscher or the neighborhood pit bull, rough. But what I find to be so funny while pushing all this chaos, and I hear a lot of people getting upset about, you know, the rainbow thing going on in the school. Where's the $1 million of hell at while your 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old sons can't even play basketball because these teachers is trying to ride that dang-a-lang? Okay, like some teachers up in Janesville trying to get the kids in the school to have an orgy. What was their famous words? Let's stink it up like tuna fish. So while y'all worried about the rainbow, worried about your kids coming home with panties and wigs on, you need to worry about your boys because it seems like it's mighty something. These teachers now today, they ready to throw in their careers to ride on some of them yam, tim, and bam, them big, thick Donkey Kong stick and them ginger snap cookies. But you don't hear the $1 million of hell about that. But see, I think this is the reason why y'all don't say nothing about it. See, if your boy getting him a little piece, you know, he's considered to be a man. So y'all probably find that to be something, you know, male standard. Oh, yeah, my son is a man. He busted one, yeah. But they're robbing your son of his childhood. But I don't hear no hell about that. But the only reason you bring up the Rainbow Coalition or something with Haitians is because it's weak, and that's the only thing you can really go to. But come with some real stuff, because no 14, 15-year-old boy should be forced and getting some cool cat from a teacher. And in half of the time, it's not even fresh or good. The electricity is already gone. Why are y'all not raising hell about that? Why? And then another thing I wanted to ask you, Mr. Hughes, have you noticed when it comes to a lot of women who don't like Miss Harris, a lot of them are jaded, they're bitter, they're angry at the world. Like I be hearing, oh yeah, they doing this and they're trying to take our men. For you women who feel somebody trying to take your man, nobody trying to take your man. Your man just didn't want your black ass. He's probably messing around with the woman around the corner, and he's probably getting his back busted wide open by his homies. So I just wanted to share this information because a lot of people out here, they're angry, they're jaded, and they're bitter. And they need to take a chill pill. From collard greens being washed in tubs to carrying hot sauces to y'all worried about your kids getting rainbows. So I just wanted to share that information with you. But look it up. Teachers up in Janesville trying to push orgies. Said, let's stank it up. Well, you know, y'all always stank anyway after you get done. But if you go doing a whole orgy, of course it's going to be a whole lot of stanky stank. And I hope you use some Ivory soap. Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks, Al. So, I had to just disappear for a moment while that was taking place. I had to just... You guys see my bucket hat? I lost my truth bucket hat for a while. You see it? I lost it and I found it today. And I said, ooh, I'm gonna wear my truth bucket hat. Can somebody check the phases of the moon today to see, can you all see what's in retrograde? Because every now and again we get these kinds of shows where I do my level best to have some coherent topics that we can chat about for 3 hours, and then I get people that say the earth is surrounded by water and we've never been to space, and that Tim Walz can kidnap your kid and then change the gender of your kid. I wonder if Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are going to be acting like some of the callers are today. Could you imagine that? Imagine if the debate is just a complete and total mess of total chaos where none of them answer the questions and they just go off script and just talk about whatever they want to. So I'm going to take a break. When I come back, everything's going to be normal. Everyone's going to be fine. We're all going to relax. We're going to get back to the issues at hand, and we're going to talk to Julius, okay? If you want to be like Julius or Al or Lewis or Alan, here's what you can do. You can call 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017, or you can text us at that same number, apparently about whatever the hell you want, even if it's nonsense, even if it's made up, even if it's totally erroneous, even if it's about kids in Janesville getting stanked. I guess we'll take all comers. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We're here.
You brought me to a cornfield to see a scarecrow?
Well, the mortgage lender said the money for our home is in scarecrow.
I think they said escrow.
Oh.
There's a lot to learn when buying your first home. That's why UW Credit Union offers home loans with local expertise and a lowest closing cost commitment to make the journey easy. UW Credit Union. Apply today. Equal housing lender.
Connie's Compassionate Care is a Wisconsin Medicaid Badger Care Plus benefit program designed to help pregnant women retain the support and services needed to have a healthy baby, from medical appointments, transportation, and health education support. So, if you or anyone you know can benefit from our agency, call 414-550-7521 to speak with Lasagna. Connie's Compassionate Care has got you covered.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Vice President Kamala Harris.
Talk with your listeners to remind them of their power and the importance of voting. And the folks in Milwaukee turned out for me and Joe Biden in 2020. You showed what was possible.
U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, are you a racist?
Absolutely not.
Is Donald Trump a racist?
Absolutely not. No.
And civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump.
Thank you all for speaking truth to power. That's the most important thing, because right now there are those in our community who would rather we just be quiet.
Right.
We have to disturb the peace now more than ever.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Let me clear this up, because some of you might be confused about the rumor that the right has spread about Tim Walz and allowing the state to kidnap children to perform sex changes. I'm going to read this to you. I want you to understand that the right is coming up with lies, falsehoods, and fabrications. Okay. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed a bill in 2023 giving legal protections to people from other states that were seeking gender-affirming care. However, after Vice President Kamala Harris named him, Tim Walz, as her running mate, conservative figures started claiming Minnesota's law allowed the government officials to kidnap children whose parents refuse transgender-related medical care. This is false. Quote, Tim Walz signed a bill that lets the state take away your kids, and if you don't agree, to sterilize them and chop off their body parts in the name of gender-affirming care, says an August 6, 2024 post on Instagram with over 30,000 likes shared by Megan Kelly, a conservative talk show host. Quote, so if your 14-year-old is sad but thinks it's gender confusion and you object to castrate him, the state takes custody. Again, false. That's what the conservatives put on Twitter. The same claim has circulated elsewhere on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and the X platform, including by Donald Trump Jr. and Texas Congressman Ronnie Jackson. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump amplified the claim that Walz allowed the state to, quote, kidnap children at a rally in Bozeman, Montana on August 9, 2024. Vice presidential contender J.D. Vance also repeated in an interview with Jonathan Karl on ABC News 2 days later. Since Harris named Walz to the Democratic ticket on August 6th, the two-term governor and former congressman has been the target of various false and misleading claims about his past, military, and government record, including a similar claim that he signed a law giving pedophiles civil protections in Minnesota. But Walz did not approve a law allowing Minnesota courts to take custody of children from their parents solely for refusing to consent to gender-related medical care. 3 months into his second term as governor in March of 2023, he did sign the Trans Refuge Bill, which gives legal protections to transgender people who come to Minnesota from other states to seek medical care, including puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, permanent hair removal, voice therapy, and surgical interventions, even if that treatment is illegal in their home state. The bill allows Minnesota courts to consider whether a child is seeking gender-affirming care as a factor in whether it can make an initial determination in child custody cases between the two parents. It also gives Minnesota courts temporary emergency jurisdiction in cases where a child comes to Minnesota from a state that does not allow that gender-affirming care. Some Republican critics of the bill said it would allow children to receive, quote, radical medical treatments without guidance from their parents. Contacted by AFP, Minnesota Senator Erin May Quaid, who sponsored the Trans Refuge Act, said she was not surprised the law had been the target of misinformation. However, she said the state would not use the law to take custody away from parents. There would have to be evidence of prohibited or unlawful behavior like child abuse to justify that, she added. Walz also issued an executive order in March of 2023 directing state agencies to protect people seeking and providing gender-affirming health care and to ignore requests from other state agencies to help penalize anyone coming to Minnesota for such treatment unless required by a court order or another state or federal law. So if someone lives in, let's say, the state of Texas, and they require gender-affirming care, and Texas says, no, we're not going to do that, it is illegal, even though you are transitioning and you need certain hormones and certain medications, we are not going to give them to you. What that person can do is go to Minnesota and get their gender-affirming care. Now, here's the thing, y'all. This is one thing I want y'all to know, because most of you that are listening to me right now, you're not transgender. Not even a little bit. It has literally nothing to do with you. There's nothing to do with you. You're not gay. You're not gay married. You're not gay divorced. You're not transgender. I'm just going to go ahead and chalk all that stuff up to things that fall in the category of none of my business. I find it fascinating and quite ironic that straight people, especially straight Republicans, or they say they're straight, are more in the bedrooms of gay people than gay people are in gay people's bedrooms. Republicans are just like freaks hiding in the closet. What you gays doing? I want to watch. I want to see what you gays do. What is you doing? Republicans they creep in the bedroom. They just want to see it. Why? I want to see what y'all doing. Why are you so concerned about what people is doing in the bedroom now? I don't want to know what people are doing in the bedroom because I have an idea of what some of y'all do in the bedroom, and I don't like it. Straight people do weird stuff in the bedroom, too, now. In fact, straight people might be the freakiest. Republicans are the kind of guys that pay $500 for foot pictures of women. They are. That's fine. It's legal. It's not illegal to be a foot freak. I didn't even really think that was a serious thing until I talked to a couple of my homegirls. Did y'all know that? Ladies, I know you knew. Fellas that aren't foot freaks, did you guys know that men pay money for feet? I never understood that. I never understood it. I think it's cool when a woman takes care of herself. She does her nails, her hair, her makeup. She dresses nice. And, if she has her toenails painted, that's actually good. That's just a part of her overall taking care of herself. But I ain't no foot freak. I'll be honest with y'all. I only ate some toes once. Only because I really liked it. I don't really eat the toe. I just, you know what I mean? Because her toe is by my face. I'm not a foot person. Because feet, even the best looking feet are still not that attractive. Benjamin is in the producer studio. I don't know if you heard Al's call earlier, but it might be worth listening to, going back and listening to it. But no, I'm just not a foot person. Only one time did I ever, it's not for me. I just tried the foot. I said, and I was like, oh, that's not. I mean, her feet were clean, but that's as far as I'm going to go. I wouldn't pay money for a stranger's foot picture. Okay, let's talk to Julius. Hi, Julius.
Hi. Good morning, sir. Okay, and then we got that the way. I wanted to speak on a couple of things about the debate tonight, and another thing that you explained, that the Earth is round, and you got people out here, man, that I don't know, their politics. It seems to me, you know, even a lot of black people too. I thought it was just exclusively whites that had these types of attitudes about, you know, not going to the moon, the Earth is flat. One of the things I want you to probably understand, when you explain how Kamala Harris is not only eligible, but she is the vice president. It seems like people are talking about her like she just came out of nowhere, you know, which is strange to me. And they give Donald Trump a pass. And one of the things about the debate to me is, like, I used to be on the debate team when in school. A couple of years, I loved it. The way they have it structured, I guess, it's going to be similar to like it was with Joe Biden. And I guess the people are going to ask her a couple of questions and give her a minute or two, and then Donald Trump, but they can't really debate each other as much as they should be able to. I mean, like, for me, a real debate is one person has issues and comments and a political stance, and they explain it to the audience, and then the other debater gets to rebuttal that and come speak on what their beliefs are and what legislation or proposals that they want to initiate for this country. And it seems like a lot of people are even blacks, man. Kamala Harris, I mean, like, it doesn't matter if it's okay, the first black woman. Yes, that may be the case, but it's more, to me, it's twofold. Not that only that she would be, well, if she's elected the first black woman, which it seems like a minority of black people are against that. And not only that, every 4 years they say this is the most important election of our lifetimes or in the century, whatever. This is the most important election because one of the things is Donald Trump, I mean, like, the only problem I see with the debate is it's hard to debate a clown because, you know, if you have the experience and the knowledge and the intelligence to tell American people the things that you think that be positive for this country, and you're explaining it to a guy who's an utter clown, a buffoon. I mean, you know, the more you talk to him, it seems to me that, you know, it denigrates, you know, a professional person speaking to a buffoon. I mean, Donald Trump is going to say the same thing he's been saying, like the guy you had on earlier from the campaign. And people just like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's just Trump. And people just dismiss that. But when Kamala Harris tries to explain, probably even in detail, some of her proposals and ideas and stuff about this country, people want to analyze and rake her through the leaves, even though some of this stuff would be positive for this country. And then one more thing, when you explain about immigration, I don't know, you can explain to people that, I know you probably know this, most of the people that are immigrating or trying to get here, illegal aliens from Mexico, are not Mexicans. They're from South America. There's not a lot of Mexicans clamoring to get here. Those people are coming through South America to Mexico to get into the United States because South America is destabilized because of the big giant corporate countries, corporate entities in America that is using that country like colonialists. You know, they destroy their economies. These people have no way of means of living. And so to be against them is really ironic, especially coming from black folks. At least these people are here are coming here willing and wanting to be a part of America. And when they get here, the politics right here and now, especially from even the downtrodden, the people in our country that need real ideas and solutions to our problems, they are the ones who are so confused that you're so mad at the Democrats that I get that. But why would you throw the gauntlet down for this guy? I don't understand that. And I know everybody, I mean, you're politically astute, and I listen to you all the time. I called you a couple of times before, but I hear you explain things to people, and it just like at this point it doesn't even matter, because I don't even think there are people on the fence when it comes to what's going on with this upcoming election. I mean, I even work at the polls, like fraud. It's impossible to have to come in there and try to vote if you don't have an ID and it's cross-referenced. Your name is in a book. So people even, you even have black people. I mean, if Trump loses, are the blacks who supported him, are they going to march to the Capitol for another insurrection?
No.
And next time when you hear blacks calling you, I want to find out ask some of your listeners that are Trump supporters, what exactly is Trump proposing? I heard, I think that was Winky talked about the platinum plan.
Please don't quote him. He's just not a credible source.
Okay.
Julius, I think you're questioning things that are illogical, and that's why it doesn't make any sense to you.
Well,
because you seem to be a lot. So here's what I would say: stop wasting your energy and your bandwidth questioning things that are illogical. But I appreciate your.
No, I'm not questioning the things that are illogical.
It's Donald Trump's clown music.
Yes.
Julius, I gotta go. Because once we bring up Winky Blue, we're questioning him. Thank you.
No, I don't care about no Winky Blue. I just brought him as an example, man.
I know.
For the idiocy of everything.
We're just going to let those people live their lives and not try and figure out their logic.
I agree.
All right.
And I don't waste my time doing that either.
Okay, then.
Take care, sir.
All right, then, Julius. Okay, then. Oh, all right, then. I'm going to take a break, come back. I want to give you guys the ground rules for tonight's debate. Going to share that with you. Then I want to get to J.D. Vance saying that Haitian people are going to come over here and eat cats. They're going to eat your pets. That's what they're saying about black migrants. So let me be clear. Migrants coming from the southern border are going to come and take your jobs and probably kill your children. Or maybe make your children transgender. I'm not really sure what the southern border migrants are going to do, but it's bad. But the black ones are going to eat your family pets. So we're going to talk about that on the other side. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Friday Night Lights officially lives here. 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School championship football. Be sure to tune in every Friday night at 7 p.m. as we bring you some of the best gridiron action in the area. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Capital Insurance Agency, Magic Productions, Annex Wealth Management, C.G. Schmidt, Left's Lucky Town, Boyle Fredrickson Intellectual Property Law, and Marquette University High School.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 6:30 on CBS 58. The CBS 58 News at 10 with Natalie Shepard.
I think if you watch the other stations, you might think nothing good ever happens in Milwaukee, and we know that's just not true.
And Jessup Riceback.
We do find solutions to some issues in our communities.
We are focused on finding stories that are impactful, and I think that's something that really sets our newscasts apart.
It is an honor to sit in those chairs on that desk and help tell those stories.
Jessup and Natalie, Weeknights at 10 on CBS 58, your hometown station.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Black and Brown Runaround 5K is a diverse group dedicated to empowering others and overcoming obstacles. Their mission to bring unity to the Milwaukee's Black and Brown communities and support those in need. They partner with Lead to Change, a nonprofit that's changing lives by equipping young people with the tools they need to succeed in college, their careers, and the community, ensuring security and stability for all. Together, we can build a stronger, more united community. Black and Brown Runaround empowers everyone to be able to run the town.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm hoping that the candidates take tonight's debate a little more seriously than some of the callers. You know what? Maybe this is an indication of who Americans really are. Some Americans have really wild, distorted views on things. And we have to leave room for those people because it's not illegal to be nuts. So there you go. You get to hear some very unique opinions on this show. Former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris will meet for their first and potentially only debate tonight in Philadelphia's National Constitution Center, in a showdown that could define the rest of the presidential campaign. The debate, which begins at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 o'clock our time, is being hosted by ABC News. There will be no live audience. There will be no opening statements according to the rules. The two candidates will have under 2 minutes to deliver closing statements. Harris and Trump won't be able to ask questions of each other, which I wish they would. I think they will. I think they will ask questions of each other. I could see Trump breaking with the rules and turning over to Kamala. I want to know why you let people over from the border. You're the border czar. I want to know why. Very terrible what you did with the border. It's very bad. Many people came over, committed many murders. Now, Donald, you know damn well that I didn't let no people over from the border. But I believe you did. You let in many people. You let in all of the Mexican people and the cartels and the fentanyl and many drugs. Harris and Trump won't be able to ask questions of each other. Only the moderators, ABC's David Muir and Lindsay Davis, are permitted to ask the questions. The debate will last 90 minutes and feature 2 commercial breaks. The candidates will have 2 minutes to answer questions, 2 minutes for rebuttals, and an additional minute for follow-ups and clarifications. As CBS News previously reported, Harris's campaign agreed to let the microphones remain muted when a candidate isn't speaking. A coin flip determined the podium placement and order of closing statements. Trump won the virtual coin toss, and he decided to offer the final closing statement. Harris chose the position on the right or left stage. I don't know what the hell does that mean. Harris chose the position on the right or, the left side of the stage. The rules also state that the candidates will stand behind their lecterns for the duration of the debate, a rule that may remind viewers of a 2016 debate between Trump and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, when Trump actually left his place on the stage to linger near and behind Clinton, a move some viewed as an intimidation tactic. He wouldn't try that with Kamala. Ain't no way because Kamala would turn around and punch him you can't be creeping up on me. Black folks, can't nobody creep on us. If you creep on us, you asking for it. So even if they did have the ability to move around, Trump would learn real quick. You don't creep up behind no black lady. Candidates aren't allowed to take pre-written notes or props on stage, and they won't receive topics or questions in advance. ABC is allowing other television networks to simulcast the debate. CBS News will air the proceedings on CBS Broadcast Network and the streaming network CBS News 24/7. The debate will be the first time Harris and Trump are meeting face to face. So we will also be broadcasting audio of the presidential debate tonight on 101.7 The Truth. So if you have to go somewhere, if you got to leave the house for some reason, you can put on 101.7 The Truth, and we'll have the audio for the debate. So there is a scheduled debate. I believe it's next month. It's in October, between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz. That's going to be a good one because J.D. Vance is going to bring up all sorts of weird, crazy, odd conspiracy theories when he debates Tim Walz. So that's going to be a good one. So I want to do something for the vice presidential debate. Here's what I think I'm going to do. And I'm going to tell this to y'all, and the station probably going to get mad at me. But I am going to simulcast that debate on my YouTube channel, and then I'll be in the corner giving live commentary. So I'm going to do that for the vice presidential debate in the October. Right now, I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to talk about Haitian immigrants eating kittens. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
The Bucks in 6 podcast presents a special series commemorating the Bucks championship run in 2021. From the thrilling Game 7 overtime victory against the Nets.
Durant shooting, got it at the buzzer. No, it's a 2-pointer.
To the 50-point statement made by Giannis in the finals.
A 50-point game. That's the stuff of legend.
Immerse yourself in the sounds of each playoff round with Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's your boy Benjamin, and I am Milwaukee. Milwaukee has aided in my growth and has witnessed my evolution from a young man from Racine to becoming the man that I am today. When I was young, traveling to and from Milwaukee, Milwaukee would always give me a piece of what a city with beautiful summers, beautiful people, and beautiful artistry looked like. And now as I serve the people through my art, I see why Milwaukee had to be a part of my journey. Join me on Jamming with Juice between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Calling all big thinkers. The world's climate is changing. These aren't new facts, but it means we must think in new ways about how we can live, prosper, and provide energy for our world while protecting our planet. Engineers are answering the call to create cleaner, safer, reliable energy. Solar power, harnessing the power of the sun to light all corners of the globe. Wind power, channeling a simple breeze to bring electricity to our homes. Hydropower, using the natural flow of water to generate electricity. Nuclear power, engineering advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Sometimes life's challenges leave you feeling alone. We all need someone who understands and listens without judgment. That's what the 988 Wisconsin Lifeline is for. 988 is free and confidential. Trained counselors are ready to listen and provide support 24/7 for mental health and substance use concerns. You can contact 988 for yourself or for someone you know. Don't wait. Call or text 988 or chat online at 988wisconsin.org. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to Hour 3. So something is definitely going on. Something is in the air. Something is happening with people today. So I'm in here doing my thing. I'm in the studio doing my little radio show, whatever. All of a sudden, the door to the studio bursts open. And it's Carrie wearing pink satin pajamas. Let me be abundantly clear now. They are inappropriate to wear outside of the bedroom, let alone outside of the house, let alone to work. So I took a picture of this gal because I got a feeling that y'all wouldn't believe me, and I'm going to put it on my social media Facebooks. This gal is walking around here wearing some pink satin pajamas, some slippers, and a pink robe, and a damn sleep mask on her forehead. Apparently her and Benjamin are having a pajama party on the air today, which I don't know. See, this is why black folks can't have anything. This is why. I'm giving up. I seriously need. Can I retire? Like, what can I do? Okay. Something is definitely wrong. You know what it is? It may be all of this. You have election fatigue and people are losing their whole minds. It's because all the election stuff and the politics stuff that everybody's been so consumed with. And you had the conventions and you got Kamala Harris, who's the black lady. Maybe she's not black. Maybe she's Indian. Not sure what she is. Maybe she's Southeast Asian. I don't know what she is. She's Haitian. She's Jamaican because the Haitians are over here eating family pets. Don't worry. I got the story right here for you. I don't know what's going on. A guy called today and said that we have never been to outer space because you can't get to outer space because the Earth is encased in water. The only way you can get to outer space is by going to the bottom of the ocean. That's where outer space is. And this guy said that he served in the military. And I thanked him for his service. I need to stop doing that. I need to find out, before I thank somebody for their military service, if they believe that we've been to outer space. I need to first put them through a litany of questions, a battery of questions before I thank somebody for their service, because I don't know if I can thank that brother for his service. Imagine that brother on the front line in a war talking to the soldier next to him. You know the Earth is encased in water, right? We can't get to outer space. Did you know that, fellow soldier? How did those of us that grew up normal, how do we escape all of like the crazy that is surrounding us? Like, what did we do that was different and special that we're not nuts? Several prominent Republicans, including the party's vice presidential nominee, Senator J.D. Vance, promoted false claims yesterday that Haitian migrants in Ohio are killing and eating family pets. It's the latest turn in a campaign that has increasingly embraced race-baiting messaging, questioning Vice President Kamala Harris's racial identity while seeking to undermine her immigration policies. So there's more to the story, and I'm going to continue for a second. But if you are an African-American and you're a supporter of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, are you going to say anything about J.D. Vance saying that black Haitian migrants are eating family pets, or do you believe that too? What do we do as black people when a political party is attacking other black people? Do we just sit idle and just don't say anything? Do we let white folks just attack our people? Because if there's a Haitian person and an African American from Milwaukee or from Chicago or from Dallas or from Detroit, you probably can't tell the difference, because over here we're all black, right? Because they don't see much difference between us and them. So we're just going to sit here and just let J.D. Vance say that Haitian migrants, because they're black, are eating family pets. Y'all cool with that? Because, back in my day, if a white boy said something about me or any of my black friends, it's going to be some furniture moving. You understand it? That's disappointing. This is also why they have been coined as weird. The Republicans and J.D. Vance and the Donald Trump. Because that's just, not only is it weird, it's racist. The rumors center on the Ohio city of Springfield, which has experienced a surge in recent migration from Haitians seeking to escape a Caribbean country that has been rocked from years of natural disasters, political assassinations, and gang rule. You know what? The Haitians are the only country that had a successful slave revolt and ended slavery in 1803, and it sent shockwaves through Europe. Did you guys know that? The only successful slave revolution in the history of global slavery and chattel slavery in the Americas was the Haitians. And you've never been told that story because they don't want that information to get out. You know what it is, though, too? The French suck at war. They do. They're bad at it. They're not good at it. Napoleon got beat. The French went into Vietnam first. And they ran with their tails between their legs because, we got beat by the Vietnamese too. But Adolf Hitler just marched right into Paris and just took over France. The French are very bad at war. So the Haitians kicked the French out of the island of Haiti and essentially ended chattel slavery on the island of Haiti. And black people on the island of Haiti got their independence. And since then, Haiti has been hated. That's why they don't like Haiti. That's why Haiti is stuck being a third world country and can't even get money from the International Monetary Fund, because they're still mad that the Haitians kicked the French out between 1791 and 1803. A post in a Springfield Facebook group recently claimed a neighbor's daughter's friend found their missing cat hanging from a branch at a Haitian neighbor's home, and it was being prepared to be eaten, according to the Springfield News Sun. Those rumors were picked up by conservative media and then spread on X, where they gained widespread traction on Monday. President Trump will deport migrants who eats pets, a campaign account posted to X says. Kamala Harris will send them to your town next. Make your choice, America. Texas Senator Ted Cruz, and this is the one that I saw yesterday. Ted Cruz posted a meme on X showing two kittens embracing. Text overlaid on the imagery is, quote, "Please vote for Trump so Haitian immigrants don't eat us." And y'all are okay with this? Like, that's vile. J.D. Vance posted a video of himself discussing migration to Ohio at a recent hearing. Quote, "Reports now show that people have had their pets abducted and eaten by people who shouldn't be in this country. Whereas our borders are." Some accounts shared AI-generated pictures of Trump holding a cat in his hands while being chased by crowds of black men. The unsubstantiated claims appear to be the result of an unwieldy game of telephone that began as a rumor in a local Facebook group before spiraling to reach the highest echelons of conservative media and the Republican Party. They spread widely on X, whose owner, Elon Musk, has embraced the false rumors and posted several memes promoting black Haitians eating family pets. Some accounts posted body-worn camera footage from an incident they say bolstered their claims. But that footage was shot in Canton, Ohio, which is more than 170 miles away from Springfield. In a statement to CNN, a spokesperson for the city of Springfield said, quote, There have been zero credible reports or specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals from any migrant community. Democratic Representative Sheila Kerfulis McCormick, a Haitian American who represents a district in South Florida, called both Vance and Ted Cruz disgusting when asked about the rumors they helped spread yesterday. And I say that because these are senators who are educated men. They have enough common sense to actually look into the issue and find out if it's true, and they have a responsibility to not be spreading lies, said Sir Lufus McCormick. I think I'm messing up her last name, though. Quote, so I think that's it. It's a disgusting thing to do, especially when you're in such a high office, to intentionally spread lies, she added. She said the actions of Vance and Cruz were especially disappointing because both senators have immigrants in their own lives. Cruz is the son of a Cuban immigrant, while Vance is the son-in-law of a Haitian immigrant. In a frequently asked questions section on its website, the city said there are an estimated 12 to 15,000 immigrants in the county that includes Springfield. Haitian immigrants are in the city legally under the immigration parole program as they apply for temporary protected status, the city said. Asked for comments on Monday, a spokesperson for Vance said the senator had, quote, received a high volume of calls and emails over the past several weeks from concerned citizens in Springfield, and added that Vance's tweet is based on what he is hearing from them. They're literally over here spreading rumors that people from Haiti are eating family pets, and they're showing pictures of Donald Trump running from black men. And yet there are black people that are supporting that ticket. That is insanity to me. That's why ain't nobody going to respect black folks, because if you can show black men, I don't care where they're from, Egypt, where apparently the pyramids are spaceships, or if they're from America, or if they're from Haiti, and they're posting pictures on social media, on the X platform specifically, that is owned, operated, and controlled by a white supremacist, Elon Musk himself. And they're spreading pictures of black men chasing Donald Trump holding a cat like we're going to eat a cat. Black men don't eat cat! Everybody knows that. Quote, many residents have contacted Senator Vance to share their concerns on crime and traffic accidents and to express that they no longer feel safe in their homes because of these Haitian immigrants. Unlike the liberal media, J.D. Vance takes his constituents' concerns seriously. So people in Springfield, Ohio, are scared of black people. Just say what it is. I want to ask a question of the whites, and there's no wrong answer. I won't yell at you. I won't be mean to you. Seriously, well, can I get a white, please? Is that rude if I call them a white? Can I get a European American, a Caucasian person, someone whose descendants come from Europe, or a white person? What do you call whites nowadays? A white person. I want to ask you just a simple question. Are you afraid of black people? Yes or no? And if so, why? Does it matter where we're from? If we're from Africa, are you more afraid of an African black, a Haitian black, a Caribbean black, a Jamaican black, a Kamala Harris black, like a hybrid black? Are you only half afraid of biracial people? Are you afraid of black people? I'm curious. And if so, why? Has a black person or have black people hurt you or harmed you in any way? If you're a white person, you're afraid of black people, and you can literally call 833-212-1017 and be honest and say, hey, yes, I'm afraid of black people. I won't even be mad at you. I will not. I just want to know if you are afraid of black people and why. Like, what did a black do to you? Or what do we do to you collectively? Is it because we're smart and we're intelligent and we're about to get our second black in 8 years to be president of the United States? Like, what is it about us that frightens you where you got to start rumors that black people from Haiti are eating kittens? And we know that black men don't. We don't eat kittens or adult cats. I would like a person who's afraid of, well, I guess if somebody's afraid of black people, they probably wouldn't be listening to me. Okay, how about a white person that's not afraid of black people? Maybe you should be. I see nobody's calling, so this clearly isn't working. Okay, text it in then. If you're a white person that's listening and you don't want to call, I can understand that. I'll take a white person that is afraid of black people. I would love to know why. It's because we do a lot of murdering and killing. It's because we do a lot of the stealing, and we do a lot of the drug dealing, and we do a lot of the thugging. Is it because we are reckless driving? Like, why? Because we may date your daughters? Why are you afraid of black people? What did we do? And are you afraid of all black people? Are you afraid of the race of African Americans, or are there like specific blacks that you're afraid of? If you see a black person walking down the sidewalk and you're a white person minding your own business, you're probably humming a tune. It's good to be white. You're just doing your thing, just walking, just enjoying the summer day. And you see a black approaching. You see him in the distance. Your radar goes off. Beep, 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 and you spot one. Do you cross the street and go to the other sidewalk when you see one coming? Or if you're ever stopped at a red light and you're a Caucasian person listening to Barry Manilow or maybe Neil Diamond, or maybe you're listening to Jim Croce. You're just listening to your music. You're not hurting anybody. You're listening to Crosby, Stills, and Nash. You're just hanging out, driving your vehicle, and you're stopped at a red light. And you look on the corner. Right there on the corner, there's a black standing there on the corner. Do you immediately lock your doors so the black does not carjack you? If white people are afraid of black people, I'm just curious as to why. And maybe it's something we can clear up. Maybe there's a misunderstanding. Maybe there's a stereotype that you believe about us that is fundamentally false. So in the event that there are any white people who happen to be listening to this program, and I know firsthand there's a bunch, and if you have a fear of black people, or if you're afraid to go into a black neighborhood, or if you're afraid to shop at a black-owned business, or maybe when you see throngs of blacks walking around at the lakefront in the summertime, do you feel apprehensive? Do you feel nervous? If so, why? Have we done anything to you, or is it the media's influence? Is it maybe some things you've heard in the hip-hop music, or headlines that you have read about the things that the blacks do? Because as I understand it as a black myself, most of what we do that's bad, sinister, and illegal, we do to one another. We don't really do stuff to white people. Not really. It's kind of inconvenient, you know what I mean? And plus, I think if we did stuff to white people, the police would come a lot faster. Like, if I called the police and said that I was being attacked by somebody black, I think the 911 operator would be like, well, what did you do to get attacked? Like, what role did you play? So I'll take a text message. If you don't want to call, I would totally understand. If you're a white person and you have fears or trepidations or apprehensions about black people, and maybe that would stop you from hiring an African-American person because you have these unfounded fears of black people. They will either eat your cats, will, I don't know, steal your car, move into your neighborhood, whatever the case may be. So I'd love to hear from someone that's afraid. Okay? All right. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
Don't touch that dial. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel of Fortune, weeknights at 6:30 on CBS 58. The CBS 58 News at 10 with Natalie Shepard.
I think if you watch the other stations, you might think nothing good ever happens in Milwaukee, and we know that's just not true.
And Jessup Riceback.
We do find solutions to some issues in our communities.
We are focused on finding stories that are impactful, and I think that's something that really sets our newscasts apart.
It is an honor to sit in those chairs on that desk and help tell those stories.
Jessup and Natalie, weeknights at 10 on CBS 58, your hometown station.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you are an African American or Hispanic adult with type 2 diabetes, the University of Wisconsin needs your help to participate in Enrich, a diabetes research study which may involve working with a pharmacist and or a community health worker. Most discussions will be held over the phone. All participants will receive compensation. For more information, call Delicia now at 414-550-1016. That's 414-550-1016. And ask Delicia about Enrich.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puppy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Ruger Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Christopher says, Christopher, can you identify your race? I'm going to assume because I did a call out to the Caucasians. I just want to know, and I'm not going to be mad at you or anything because I know that there probably are white people that are afraid of black people. It's why they have migration patterns. It's why when we were moving from the south to the north, a lot of white people left the city and they went further away. They went to the suburbs. They went to, where'd they go? Well, I don't know, Glendale, Wauwatosa, Brown Deer. And then what do? We followed them to Glendale and Wauwatosa and Brown Deer. And what did they do? They moved to Hartford and Heartland and Slinger and all parts in Waukesha. They moved to the town of Eagle. What do? We kept following them out there. So what is it about us? I'm curious. I'm surprised I've never asked this question before. Like the people in this Ohio town where J.D. Vance is U.S. Senator. He's senator from the state of Ohio. They're talking about the Haitian migrants that are apparently eating cats. And there's 12 to 15,000 Haitian migrants who are in Ohio legally. But people are making up these rumors, and then they're posting memes of Donald Trump holding a cute little kitten and being chased by black men. That should offend all black men. It really should offend black Trump supporters. I wouldn't even ask, because typically I would want to play gotcha with a black Trump supporter, but I'm tired of it. If they saw that meme, you know what I should do? I'm going to find the meme, and I'm going to post it in the Hughes Views Facebook group, the meme of Donald Trump holding a kitten being chased by black men. If Joe Biden started a rumor or participated in a rumor or tweeted something or posted something showing him holding a kitten and then being chased by black men, making it seem like black men were going to eat him or eat the kitten, I wouldn't vote for Joe Biden. I wouldn't need to know anything else about Joe Biden's policies. I wouldn't care how he's going to make America great again. I wouldn't even care how Joe Biden has decreased black poverty. I wouldn't care. If I saw a picture of Joe Biden running from black men while he was holding a kitten, I would not vote for him. I wouldn't. Hello, caller. How are you? You're on the air.
Oh. Hi, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. Who is this?
Tony, Northwest Side.
Hi, Northwest Side, Tony. What's on your mind?
I have a question.
Okay.
I have a question. Did you see the video? He did this before when he was president in 2016, but a couple of days ago, he did it again. What Donald Trump said, this is towards the blacks who are voting for Trump. He wants to give full immunity to police officers.
Oh, he's been saying that for a while.
But he reiterated it again. I just wanted to look at this again. I'm like, am am I in the twilight zone?
No.
I said this to a couple of brothers who are on the fence. And I'm like, do you know what this means? This is target practice in the hood. I mean, none of them responding yet. But how can you be cool with this? Giving police officers full-blown immunity. That's frightening. I can't even think of anything worse than that.
What did the black person that you asked say in response to Trump wanting to give cops immunity?
Nothing. That's what gets me. None of them respond. It's been 3 days. I'm like, I like to badger people on Facebook. I'm not a badger. I'm like, dude, you still don't respond. And two of my friends were conservative. I personally said to them, like, explain this. Nothing. But let a commercial come on about immigration. Tony, did you see this about Kamala Harris and her immigration? You mean the thing that you guys accused of doing anything about January when you withdrew your own bill? No response. It's frustrating. I don't get it. I don't get how anybody can vote for this man after this.
I don't think we'll ever get it Northwest Side, Tony. And it's not for us to understand. It's only something that they can understand. And I'm whatever. And even when I ask them, like, honest questions about why they support him, even the reasons they give are myth or they're fake or Trump is going to do this for me or gas prices were cheaper under Trump or Trump is going to make the economy better because he's a businessman. Even the legitimate reasons that they give are all myth or can be easily debunked or they're false. So it's unfortunate.
My goodness. Wow. I mean, when Bush was president, there was never this. I didn't really like Republicans that much when Bush was there. I voted independent. But even when Bush was president, there was this kind of at least common sense. It's like facts and logic don't exist with these people. Exist does not.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. Bush wasn't fantastic, but how we long for Republicans to be like George W. Bush. Like, we would take him or Mitt Romney or a John McCain over any of the ones we have right now. I agree with that one.
That's exactly. How bad is that? All right, try to have a good day, brother. Thanks.
All right, I'm going to have a good day no matter what. No, I'm not going to let this ruin my day. LT says they love the Tim Scott blacks. By the way, where has he been since Trump chose Vance? I'd imagine Tim Scott is probably campaigning for Donald Trump. I don't know if it'll be covered, but he's probably vying for a position in the administration. I wouldn't doubt it. Christopher says blacks not ever receiving true justice is why whites fear, not hate blacks. No white repentance. Think so, Christopher? Is that it? Because we don't get justice, that's why white people are afraid of us? But here's the thing, though. So maybe that is the case. And thank you for chiming in on the text messages at 833-212-1017, Christopher. Maybe that is why they have a fear, because we have been treated unfairly, and they've seen it. They've seen how unfairly we have been treated. And maybe that is the case. We don't get justice, and that is a reason for them to be nervous around us. But they do get justice, though. That's the thing. They don't have to worry about the Justice Department not being fair to them if they are wronged, if they are harmed, if they are injured or worse. So they get all the justice they want. Sometimes they get unjustified justice. All right, let me take a little pause for the cause. We'll kind of right this ship the last 30 minutes of the show. That's what we're going to do. You're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Whether you're an artist playing accountant, a barista trying to be a bean counter, or a student just looking to get started, the UW Credit Union app lets you be free to be you. With free credit scores, free online bill pay, and the ability to send money to friends. Because with fewer fees, you can do more of what you love. UW Credit Union, here for every you. Join today at uwcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated is celebrating 35 years of serving all income and medically underserved populations of Milwaukee's metropolitan area. MHSI is a one-stop shop that provides medical, radiology, dental, pediatric, behavioral health, pharmacies with affordable medications, and more. Also, MHSI's new family medicine residency program, located at the Isaac Cobbs Heritage Health Center, has brought 28 family doctors to our area, which is significantly impacted by healthcare workforce shortages. Become a new patient today. To schedule an appointment, call 414-372-8080. Your health is their business.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
Breaking news, Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office is investigating the death of 43-year-old Devontae L. Mitchell outside of the Hyatt Regency on Sunday as a homicide. Breaking news, a Milwaukee mother is speaking out after her 17-year-old daughter, Amira Wallace, was shot and killed at Milwaukee's Deneen Park. This happened just after midnight on July 22nd. Breaking news. According to a sheriff's office report, Sean Grayson said he shot Sonia Massey after fearing she would throw boiling water at him, which would have caused great bodily harm or death. Breaking news. Body cam video shows fatal police shooting of 4-year-old Illinois boy and man holding him hostage. Police responding to a domestic violence call shot a 4-year-old named Terrell Marshawn Miller and his mother's boyfriend. Now that I have your attention, these are families that are more than just a news story. These are families who are hurting. These are families that are searching for justice. As a community, it's our duty to get involved and make sure we do our part to make sure that these families receive the justice that they're searching for. Today, it's their families in the news. Tomorrow is yours. This is why it's important for us to make sure that we stay on the front lines and make sure that we do our part to help change what's going on in our neighborhood. Whether it's police brutality, whether it's senseless violence, whether it's human trafficking, we all can do our part and help each and every family that's affected negatively in our communities get justice.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, join the Truth Street Team, sponsored by the UW Credit Union, Saturday, September 14th for the Black and Brown Runaround. That 5K is going to take place at Veterans Park in partnership with Lead to Change. The Black and Brown Runaround welcomes all runners, walkers, and families to enjoy this incredible community event at the lakefront that will have food, entertainment, and an opportunity to support and uplift Black and Brown businesses in the greater Milwaukee area. So mark your calendars and join us this Saturday, September 14th for the Black and Brown Runaround 5K at Veterans Park, downtown Milwaukee on the lakefront. The Truth Street Team is sponsored by the UW Credit Union, and they are here for every you. And Truth Nation, the 2024 presidential election is 2 months away, actually less than that. And to help you make an informed decision on our country's next leader, we'll be broadcasting the U.S. presidential debate tonight, starting at 8 o'clock. Again, that's the presidential debate between Madam Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump tonight at 8 p.m. right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, Milwaukee. Black Talk. Let's talk to Sue. Hello, Sue. How are you, Sue?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Sue, are you calling to answer the question that I asked earlier?
I am.
Sue, are you afraid of the blacks?
I have to tell you. No.
Oh.
Nope. It's the ignorant people that I'm afraid of.
Oh.
People that don't like change or don't color outside the box. Those are the people we need to be afraid of because they have tunnel vision. You know, they don't see around them. I was raised in an all-white neighborhood. Now, my parents were Italian and Sicilian.
Were they racist?
My parents?
Yes.
My father was.
Oh.
My mother, no.
Okay.
No.
Were you raised in Milwaukee?
But, yes, sir.
What part of town?
Well, our house was the last house before the north runway of the airport.
So very much the south
St.
side.
Francis. Yeah.
Okay.
St. Francis area.
All right.
So the people there, because of our skin color, I've always checked off the little box that says white, but I've always thought of myself having color. We grew up, and during the summertime, we get dark. We were called the N-word.
Wait,
people never
Sue, who called you the N-word?
Yeah. These white people that we grew up with. And if anybody were to ever look up the N-word, they would understand the true meaning behind the N-word. It means ignorance.
Yeah, but you got to be careful when you use it. We know that it means ignorant, but someone may take the textbook dictionary definition of the N-word and they may say it saying,
right,
meaning that it only means ignorant, but you can't say it, Sue. Don't you say it. You better just say ignorant. Don't say the N-word.
No.
Okay.
I never say it.
Have you ever said it before? Ever?
No. No.
Sue, never?
I promise you. No, never. Now, honestly, I grew up with black people in our swimming pool.
In the same pool?
We had black friends.
What?
Huh?
In the same swimming pool?
Yeah, can you imagine that? And I swear, my mother handled herself well. One of the neighbors came down and said, "Hey, Annie, how can you have those people in your pool?" As she's watering the lawn. And this was in the 70s, okay? And she kind of like turned to look at the pool, and as she did, she took the watering hose and watered his pants and shoes and turned around and says, "What people are you referring to, Tony?"
So wait a second, Sue.
No,
Your mother sprayed the hose on the person asking why there were black people in the pool.
Right.
He
was Italian. My mother's Sicilian. My father was Italian. And then he got so angry, I promise you, I was right there. He stormed off, went into the house, came out, changed, and we lived on a cul-de-sac. He stormed out of his driveway, and karma hit him.
Uh-oh.
His car stalled, ignited. Guess what? People were there first to put that fire out.
The blacks?
They hopped over that pool so fast. Yeah. They didn't know what he had just said about them. So, yeah, no. People are ignorant. They're afraid of change. They don't realize that all people have a soul and all people have feelings and children and loved ones that love them just as they're loved. It's just racist. That's all it is.
It sure is, Sue. So, Sue, where do you live currently? Do you still live in the Milwaukee area? Oh, she's gone. She hung up. Sue she left us. Wow. That was, see, when they call and tell their stories, especially the old school whites, because they just kind of tell it like it is. I had remarked on a previous show that Italians, because they are Southern European, so Italians and Greeks are looked at by Northern and Western Europeans as other than. So the Italians and the Greeks are the N-words of Europe. Oh, of course, until everybody comes over here and there's N-words that are actually African American. But I've heard that my entire life, that Italians don't see themselves as white because they weren't allowed to be white when they came to America. They were considered the others. But what is, just how like the Democrats used to be the Dixiecrats and now those Dixiecrats are now the Republicans. The Italians nowadays got to stop hanging on to the past where they were considered the N-words, where they were considered the black people of Europe, because now they're white. Now, if you are Italian, you are a Caucasian American. That was a fascinating story. But the story about the racist whose car started on fire. And I bet you one of the black families that lived in the neighborhood probably put something in that man's car so it would start on fire. And they're probably mad that the other blacks put the car fire out. Like, hey, we wanted his car to start on fire on purpose, and you put it out. Oh, this is fantastic. I know this might be asking too much. But if you guys know me, I will often ask for too much. Can I get one more white, please? Can I get another one? Sue called. She didn't have a problem with it. See, I was very nice to Sue. I didn't press her. I did ask her if she used the N-word. Did you hear how she responded? She was like, no. Come on, Sue. Have you ever used the N-word, Sue? I know I haven't. I wouldn't even be mad because everybody has said it. I know they've all said it. I should ask her if she's ever quoted a Tupac lyric, because then maybe she said it when she was quoting Tupac. Can I get one more Caucasian person to tell the story? I want a Caucasian person. So Sue is not afraid of blacks. I was kind of hoping she was, because then we can have a meeting of the minds. Uh-oh. Line 1 is ringing. Oh, I hope it's another one. Because I would like to legitimately know, and I'm not going to get mad at you because I know that there are some white people that are opposed to us. They don't like us because they're in public office. They run for office all the time. They make policies that are demeaning to black people and black culture and black progress. I totally get it. I wouldn't even be mad. But maybe this is the question that we should have asked from the beginning. Why are some white people afraid of us to this day? And maybe it's a misconception, like the misconceptions they're supporting on the X platform, where they think that black Haitian immigrants are going to eat family pets. Let's talk to Tom. Hello, Tom. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Tom. Tom, are you afraid of blacks?
I would say I am more afraid of desperate poor people.
Oh.
So, I mean, to me, it kind of goes around neighborhoods and things that I perceive to be having lots of trouble, with poverty. Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's kind of the trigger for me. But I will.
So, can they be of any race? You're afraid of desperate poor people that might be white or might be Latino?
Yes, that's true. But I'm 67 years old, right? And, my parents were the old school Europeans. And I don't know if I'd call them racist, but they definitely were bigoted. So, I mean, I've been exposed to that at a really early age. And when you are, even if you don't hold those views, there's like an automatic response in certain situations where it must be that fear that comes through. But I mean, it's not like conscious even, I mean, it's ingrained in you from an early age. One of the things I'll bring up is, have I ever said the N-word? And yes, I have in this context. When I was pretty young, when we would play a sports game, we would pick teams. And, who would pick first? So they did the eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing.
Ah, you did the original eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't a tiger.
I know it wasn't.
And, yeah, I mean, and I would say around fourth grade, when I went to a Catholic grade school, and I'm still a recovering Catholic, but a lot of those principles I try to integrate it into my life. Nowadays, not because of the religious aspect of it, but I just see that as the best way moving forward for us all to prosper. Okay, but the next stage of that realization was that most of those people that said they were Christians weren't following Christ's teachings and were racist, right? So, I mean, from that point on, that upsets me a lot. Racism, upsets me a lot.
You live in Milwaukee or in the Milwaukee area currently, Tom?
I'm in Glendale.
Okay. Where did you grow up?
And I grew up in Menominee Falls.
Oh, my. Okay.
And I lived there like 50 years.
So you lived there in the 1960s. Okay. There weren't very many of us out there in
sure.
Menominee Falls. Okay. All right.
You're right. I mean, I don't think I saw a black person until fourth grade, and that's because we had a sister parish in the inner city, and that was my introduction, to seeing people of different colors.
All right, one last question, Tom, before I got to take a break. Are you Are you a Republican?
No.
Oh, you're a Democrat.
Never have. I have never voted for a Republican in my entire life.
Really? So you're going to vote for the Kamala Harris lady?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it.
For a lot of different reasons, and I'll let you go out and say it. It's I like that she's a woman. I like that she's black. I like that she's qualified, and I think it's our best choice to maintain our democracy. So I'll end there.
Thank you, Tom. You have a good day. All right. He said it. He said, I use the N-word. You guys know the original version of Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo? You know it? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a nigger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation!
And all our juicy jammers out there.
Make certain that you tap into Jam with Juice each and every day so you can quench your thirst.
That is right. You already know you can sip on us every single day, like Benjamin said, from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. But that's not all, y'all.
Catch us exclusively on YouTube for our 6 to 7 show.
Yep, only on Thursdays.
Catch Jamming with Juice each and every day on 1017 The Truth.
Now sip on that.
This is Community Heartbeat, presented by Outreach Community Health Centers on 1017 The Truth.
There are individuals in our community who certainly need health services, a variety of health services. What if they do not have health insurance? How can you serve that population?
Our community health center allows patients to come to our clinic regardless of their ability to pay, and that's part of our federal funding. You can come to our clinic and be seen based on what we call a poverty level. So anyone 200% or below a poverty level can be seen in our clinic for anywhere from $20 to $40 for that visit. So in other words, if your visit is a $400 visit and you fall on our sliding scale where you pay $20 for your visit, you would not be responsible for the $400. You'd only be responsible for $20 for that visit. Also, our pharmacy prescriptions are very, very affordable as well. Where you would normally pay, let's say for an inhaler, $240 a month for an inhaler, at our facility that would cost you about $4 or $5.
It's very good to know you guys have a sliding scale that makes it very, very affordable.
Your drink, sir?
This virtual vacation is brought to you by Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. For the full experience, visit flymke.com to explore our many nonstop destinations. With super convenient parking and low fares, flying from Milwaukee makes traveling so easy, it's like starting your vacation early. Fly easy, fly MKE.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Sue actually did call back, but she hung up again. So if you want to call us, oh, look, that might be her right there. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Well, thank you. I don't know how we keep getting disconnected.
I don't know either. Are there more things you'd like to add to your conversation? Somebody in our text messages wants to know if you're a Republican.
No.
You're not. You're not a Donald Trump supporter?
No.
Did you vote for him in 2016?
I certainly did not.
Oh, is that right? So you're a Democrat. You like the Kamala Harris lady.
I love her.
Oh, is that right? Okay. Good. That's good.
No. My mother was a Democrat. Raised 8 children single-handedly. Divorced my father in 1971. He was prejudiced, okay? I mean, amongst other things. But she was I thank her for my morals and my scruples. Because of her, I am not prejudiced. I love people, but if you hurt me, then you're out of my life, regardless of who you are. But she was an amazing woman. She taught me a lot.
Sue, did you have children of your own?
I have 2.
Okay. Are they Republicans or are they Democrats like Sue and like their grandmother?
You know, unfortunately, I don't know my son. I don't know what happened to him.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know what happened to 4 of my siblings. They've all converted.
Huh.
You know, but, and my grandchildren do have black in them.
Whoa. Hang on. You got to help me understand this. So one of your children, I'm assuming your daughter, had...
My son.
Hang on. Your son, the Trumper?
He married a woman that is part black.
But are they still married?
They are. I love her to death.
Is she a Republican too?
You know, I'm not sure. I've never really asked her.
It'd be a good time to ask. I'm just curious. Yeah. Okay.
But there's no changing their minds. It was explained to me that a lot of the Trumpers are low effort thinkers. They hear what they want to hear and disregard the rest. That gave me clarity as to how they can actually elect or try to elect a man with no ethics, no respect, nothing other than money. That's the only thing that he has the love for. But anyway, I just wanted to call and tell you I have never used the N-word, nor shall I ever, because it's not right. It just isn't right. It's no more than Italians being called bagels. What's that about? Why?
Yeah, that's not nice.
So, anyway,
okay.
I love your show.
Thank you.
You have a new listener, and thank you.
All right, thank you, Sue. All right.
Have a great day.
Oh, you too, Sue. There's just like a simplicity in her understanding, and that's fantastic. Like she's just, I'm not racist. My dad was racist. My mom divorced my dad, and he was not a nice guy, and he was a racist. See there? If we had more of these, we might have a better understanding. Then Tom called. Remember what Tom said? I've used the N-word. Oh, God, sure. I used it this morning, actually. So I start my days and most of my weekends. I go out fishing with my buddies. I don't think enough of us have taken the time to listen to how some of our Caucasian community members, how they grew up. A lot of them grew up with exceptionally racist parents. Some of them maintained that racism. Others realized that it was wrong. Or they had experiences with people of different ethnicities and different cultures, because as time went on, Milwaukee became much more diverse. You know, all the north side was a majority black neighborhood. You guys know that. And then as we migrated north from the south to get jobs and to get opportunities, some white folks left. But a lot of that was real estate speculators would scare white people into selling their houses for cheap. So it was money and greed and profit that created a lot of white flight. And that's never really discussed when we talk about the segregated history of Milwaukee. So a black family would get a job at Alice Chalmers or A.O. Smith or Patrick Cudahy or any of the one of many factories or one of the many breweries, and they would move into a north side neighborhood because they had the money, they had the income to live in those neighborhoods amongst the whites. And so white people, just people in general, not just whites, are economically insecure. They don't want the value of their home to go down. And so a real estate speculator preying on white economic anxiety, which is exactly what Donald Trump does right now because it works. The real estate speculators would say, look, when the blacks start moving up here and they're going to keep on coming, your house, which is now worth $15,000, is going to be worth $10,000. I'll give you $7,500 right now. Because it could go lower than that. And so people were afraid that they were going to lose the value of their homes, and so they left. But then there were the white folks that stayed, and the neighborhood became completely black around them. They did not move, and what they found is they have much more in common with those African-American families moving into their neighborhood than what separated them. And it's just as simple as that.
Sherwin, Tom said you rubbed him the wrong way.
They take a fear
word currently, just so you know,
and they exploit it. Tom, okay, fair enough. You don't say the N-word anymore. All right, Tom called back and said he was offended. Honestly, though, because I have such a low expectation of people. If somebody uses the N-word, like, I don't care. Unless you're talking to me directly, speaking to me directly, or unless you're a white person that uses the N-word that I work with, that works in HR, that has some kind of power over me, well, otherwise, I don't care. I really don't. And I don't even know why sometimes we as black folks make such a big deal out of it, because everybody has the right to speech. I almost would rather more people be honest and say it. If you mean it, say it. Say it, because I think we as black folks in this modern era think that it doesn't get said, that they don't ever say it. And when we do hear it, we freak out. And we get so freaked out and we get so hurt by it that a lot of times if a black person is called the N-word by somebody white, our first response is violence. We want to punch them. We want to hit them. We want to fight them. Do you know that you'll go to jail for that? Isn't that crazy? Somebody can call you the N-word to your face with the hard ER ending, and if you respond in kind by punching them in the face, you got an assault and battery charge. That's a misdemeanor. You might go to jail for that mess. If they're going to say it, let them say it. I think that if we were aware of the people in our environments that actually said it, we would have a much better concept of how much real racism is still around us. Tomorrow we'll talk about the debate. Hope you watch it. I'll see you then.
1017 The Truth and Associated Bank have teamed up for our Black-owned business give back. Each quarter, we'll be giving away $6,000 worth of free commercial advertising